can see up to date. Let's see.
Leave this one up so I can read the comments.
Okay.
I think we're up.
Yeah.
Sorry, we had a couple technical difficulties on our last stream. It wasn't letting you guys comment. We want to make sure you guys were able to comment on that. So we are going to be ready to go. Bengals, like I said when I was going before, they're looking at maybe trading out. So the Colts and the Bengals have both been mentioned of trading out, maybe trading back just a couple picks, trying to get some more of the later round picks to build things back up. So we'll see how it goes. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to post up all these links so everybody can know where to find us. We're just starting out. I did see the Edwards-Helaire comparison to Brian Westbrook a lot. So, last post, and we'll get this thing rolling. Appreciate you guys being patient with us. So like we had said, not going to be as formal as it was yesterday. We're in the garage. Austin's having a party. So Chris is here, Troy's here, Chad's here, Austin's here. We'll have people pop in and out, get some different takes, answer your questions, and, of course, give you our take on the picks. I'm going to slide this over. I'm still riding the Joe Burrow high.
What's up, guys? Hey, I'll be checking in and out throughout the night. Couldn't stop after last night. Way too many of you guys.
The Bengals are staying at 33 per Adam Schefter. I did a little more research on the Jalen Reagor pick for the Eagles. I guess it may not be as bad as we had initially thought. I still don't see how you pass on Justin Jefferson, but maybe some bad quarterback play held him back, it looks like. Saw the Eagles posted a highlight video of him returning a punt for a touchdown, very similar to that Deshaun Jackson game winner against the Giants a few years ago. So maybe there's something there. Those guys make millions of dollars to make those evaluations, so they know more than I do. Hey, I got asked by my buddy Sean, my cousin down there in Tampa, what are the chances of Dobbins to the Bucks? How scary would that be? Dobbins to the Bucks would be super scary. Yeah, I've been saying that for a couple weeks now. I still think he's the best running back in the draft.
You can't throw these. You're too little. Yes, you are.
So you got Brady, Godwin, Gronk, Mike Evans. They put J.K. back there. Yikes. That division's going to be so much fun.
No, I think this is actually the fish.
So we're starting up, it looks like. The Bengals are officially on the clock here at 7 p.m. So, yeah, it looks like with the Bengals not trading out, Ben Baby is a Bengals reporter that covers them pretty well. The Bengals aren't willing to risk trading down and miss out on whoever their top second-round target, whoever that may be. I actually did a note here earlier of some of the guys I liked, and I kind of tried to rank it out a little bit. I would like Mims. I would like Josh Jones. I would like Zach Bond. So there's a lot of options there. O-line and linebacker still need to be addressed, obviously. Receiver, planning for the future without A.J. Green is obviously something that's important too. So they have some flexibility. The two biggest holes are still what we've been saying they were for weeks. They can maybe do that there. I don't know if they go Jones just because of the fact that they seem so set on Bobby Hart, and I hate that personally. I've said that several times. I just don't like Bobby Hart there, and I think that they're going to stick with him. So I don't know if they draft a tackle. I don't know if they draft Jones and try to turn him into a guard. So there's a lot of options there. I'm pretty intrigued for it, actually. It's kind of fun to have the first pick in both rounds because you get the whole night to kind of, make your decision. So for you guys that are tuned in, who's your team and what are you guys looking for in the second round? What about the teams without a first-round pick? The Patriots didn't have a first-round pick. The Steelers didn't have a first-round pick. So there's a lot that can be there. And like I said, with as deep as this draft is, they're saying there could be as many as 13 starters in the NFL graded that are going to go in the second round. So they could still get the value pick there and have somebody that can make an impact. But yeah, very, very informal. We're going to kind of relax a little bit tonight. We got some pizza out here. The guys are over there playing a little beer pong. I'm going to be ripping this Juul all night. Unofficial sponsor of me is Juul. Of course, Mountain Dew, because I'm fat. You can hear the balls kind of bouncing in the back. They're getting after it. Got Trey Wingo back there on the screen, so you know things are about to get heated up, man. I really like Trey Wingo. I mean, Xavier McKinney's there, DeAndre Swift's there, Ross Blacklock's there. You got A.J. Spencer, who's a highly rated edge guy. T. Higgins, who the Bengals have been sort of linked to. A.J. Green comparisons that you'll see there. Jalen Johnson, a very good corner. Yetur Gross-Matos, the edge coming out of Penn State. Zach Bond, another guy that I would not be upset if the Bengals took, even at 33. I think he's probably the best linebacker left. Jonathan Taylor, the storied running back out of Wisconsin. I mean, I'm a Michigan fan. He murdered us. He's still out there. A receiver that we didn't talk about a lot last night was Laviska Shenault, and I hope I pronounced that correctly, coming out of Colorado. I actually really, really like him. Great route running, pretty shifty after the catch. I think he's a little bit raw compared to some of the other receivers we've seen go, but I really, really like him. I personally would go with T. Higgins first, but I think I'm higher on Shenault than a lot of people would be. Grant Delpit, I really like Grant Delpit. He's still out there as well. A little bit loose with his tackling in college. I think it was from aggressiveness. He needs to work a little bit more on breaking down and making the solid tackle instead of just lunging, which is something that NFL teams can easily coach out of him. So we got some comments coming in. James Sayre, a buddy of mine I used to work with, Steelers fan. He says outside of corner or quarterback, he'll be good with whatever Kevin Colbert, I believe is his name, Mike Tomlin, and the Rooneys choose. So, as much as I do hate the Steelers, that is a good organization, and you kind of do have to trust what they do in the draft because they don't miss often. Jason Lay says, who are we taking with the second-round pick? I don't know, man. All options are on the table, linebacker, O-line, and I'm drawing a blank. Linebacker, O-line, and receiver. Receivers out there, yeah. Jason says take a running back or a wide receiver to help Burrow. I hope Mixon stays. I know he's not worth crazy high running back money. I still hope Mixon gets a deal and stays. My boy John Fisher, big fan of the podcast, always listens, says going to be a good year for the Bengals. I sure do hope so. And Jason says, Cowboys are taking Delpit. Keep your filthy paws off of him. I wanted Delpit at 33, Jason, actually before the Bengals signed Von Bell away from New Orleans. Now that they got Von Bell, they're going to run with Sean Williams, Jesse Bates, and Von Bell. So I don't think Delpit's really there for him. But they're dying to make that nickel defense work, so they may bring him in. O-line would help, Jason. It absolutely would. They're going to stick with Bobby Hart for better or for worse. You know, that sucks, but they could key up both guard positions. I'm done with the Billy Price experiment. He can go. So there's, plenty of options, and going back to the Steelers a little bit, our division rival, we're Browns and Bengals fans here at the locker room, but, we all kind of laughed at the Steelers when they traded a first for Minkah Fitzpatrick, and then I saw what he did when he got there. So their first-round pick this year is Minkah Fitzpatrick, and I think they'll take that all day. Man, I'm telling you what, they say the draft starts at 7, and then they just talk and commercials and all that for about the first 20 minutes.
Good shit, Chris. Good shit, Chris.
Another thing that I think the Bengals could do is maybe I wanted to be aggressive and trade back up into the first last night to get like a Patrick Queen or a Kenneth Murray. Patrick Queen going to Baltimore, I hate it. Just because he's going to be in the division. So maybe they can get aggressive, get the linebacker, the O-lineman, or the receiver they want here, and use some of those, 4th, 5th, 6th-round picks and move back up in the second and get a guy in this deep class. Don't sit on your hands and hope he falls to you. Jason hopes the Cowboys trade up and take Delpit or McKinney. Haven't had a legit draft safety in 15 years. They could use that. They did lose Byron Jones. I know he was a corner, but their secondary took a little bit of a hit. So I could see them doing that. Jerry Jones likes those sexy picks, man. Jerry Jones was in that fucking yacht, I think Jason said it was a $250 million yacht by himself, and I could just see it in his face before he made the pick. He could not keep his hands off the sexy pick and taking that receiver, and he just smiled up so big and just went with it. So Jerry can't resist that shiny new toy. So the Bengals are officially on the clock. I guess I shouldn't say we so much because this is a all teams friendly podcast. So they have actually put him on the clock. Jason said he was. Yeah, Jerry was hype, man. So I don't know if I'll get flagged, but you guys can see Goodell for a second. No, it's not the pick. I think he's just putting him on the clock. We all should have looked and booed Goodell.
Hey, what's up, y'all? Appreciate yesterday. Hey, prediction here. I think the Bengals go Ross Blacklock, defensive tackle, TCU. Awful against the run last year. I think DJ Reader and Ross Blacklock take it over once Geno's out. 6'4", 305 pounds. Dude's a beast. This would be a steal right here for the Bengals. Good luck.
I hadn't really even considered a defensive lineman or defensive tackle specifically. I could see that, though, because Geno's getting toward the end of his career, bringing Blacklock to be, the other anchor on the defensive line with DJ Reader. So that's a good point. I wouldn't be too mad at that. I think there's some more immediate need that they could attack now, though, too. So, like I said, lots of options. It's weird to have a 2-14 team, and be like they could still kind of go best player available, but that's typically because they have so many holes. So that's a gift and a curse, I guess. And Jason said he would go OL if he was the Bengals, and that makes sense. But the thing is, Josh Jones is probably the best prospect left, but he's a tackle. And unless they're over this Bobby Hart experiment, like I hope they are, and they're ready to move on from him, I don't know if they're going to draft Jones and try to make him a tackle. So it's kind of weird. They're in a weird position with that. They can cut bait with Bobby Hart and get out of the money. He should have never got a $21 million contract in the first place. I'm really intrigued by that Blacklock prediction. I hadn't even really put that one in thought yet, but it makes sense. Claypool? Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be too mad at Claypool. They're doing 3 rounds tonight? Oh, you're talking about that. I thought you said something about three rounds tonight.
Nah, just 2 and 3.
Let's see what they do. Add a 4th? Oh, shit. And that's another thing, too. How's that going to play out with – a lot of teams will get good guys. Notre Dame tight end burned your guys before. Why not try again? I would be mad at Cole Kmet, actually. I think the Bengals need a tight end. And it's going to be interesting with this, the difference in the offseason. How are you going to do these undrafted free agents? Because there's always a lot of priority guys that are early. Vontaze Burfict was a guy before he lost his mind. He was an undrafted free agent signing and then went extremely well, before he kind of couldn't find the line anymore on the field. So that's something, too, to kind of look at. How are those guys going to play out without being able to meet them and see them and work them out? So 4 minutes left here on the Bengals clock to see exactly where they're going to go. I'll tilt this way so I can see the screen a little better. Taylor's got the wife and the kids in there with him. So what are your predictions here? About 3 minutes left, 3.5 minutes left on the clock. Where do you guys think the Bengals are going? Forgive the back of my head when I turn. The barbershops are closed. It's weird, man. It's kind of cool to see the inside of all these, players or coaches and personnel's houses, but it's just not the same, man. The guys never get to walk across the stage and get the jersey from Goodell. I think I saw an article actually that ranked the homes of the personnel that they showed on TV last night. We're getting real desperate with the sports news because outside of UFC coming up on, I think, May 9th, there's not much to look forward to after this draft is over. Do they replace a Notre Dame tight end with another Notre Dame tight end? What's your prediction here, Chris? You're a Bengals fan. Come here. Let them know, man. Look, the fans wanted more Troy last night, all right? We're going to get Troy in here, too, in that beard. Where do you think we're going?
Man,
Got to get a little close.
I want Denzel Mims, man.
I like Mims.
I want Mims. I want the replacement now.
I
I
think
want
I
to
want-
start training him up now.
I think I want T. Higgins over Mims, though.
I like that frame, though. 6'3", 4'3".
Josh Gordon-ish.
Like Josh Gordon-ish, you're going to put him behind one of the most purely talented wide receivers in the NFL. I mean, you're talking great production and a great opportunity to learn from one of the best.
Yeah, I mean, at least for 1 year. We'll see with AJ, but I wouldn't be mad at Mims. I think I want Higgins personally a little bit more, but getting Burrow a weapon or two.
Don't get me wrong, though. Higgins, absolute animal.
Yeah, Higgins gets a lot of AJ Green comparisons. All right, we got to get you a little lower next time, Chris. We're just looking at your midsection right now. The pick is in for the Bengals. This is an exciting pick, man. It's almost like having an extra first rounder, except you don't get the 5th-year option. If Chad said it over there, it's nothing like having that 5th-round option to keep him at a cheaper rate before these guys want paid.
You guys are about to be happy. I won't spoil it.
Don't spoil it. Yeah, I'll see this one live. But Austin says Bengals fans are going to be happy.
I, as a Browns fan, am not happy.
Him as a Browns fan, he as a Browns fan is not happy. So I like that. It's a great pick. It's a great pick. Somebody Chad mentioned. I wonder if that means Blacklock.
No, it's not Blacklock.
Well, that's encouraging. The Bengals have done a lot of things to make Chad say good things about him. It is a receiver. I think that I know who it is then. So, all right, they're getting ready to announce it here on the screen. T. T. Higgins, let's go! Yes, sir. That's the next AJ Green.
That's a perfect.
Yes, sir.
Oh shit!
They said put T. Higgins and Burrow.
T. Higgins and Burrow learning from AJ. Oh, man. That's beautiful. That is beautiful. I love the T. Higgins pick.
Oh shit!
Yes, sir. Boyd's still in the fold. Now, I've been clinging on to AJ.
As of right now, though, I'll say this is what I think. You want me to put it-
Yeah, come on over. He's gonna give you his breakdown of Higgins because I'm gonna look at some stuff on the screen here a little bit. I'm pretty stoked about this, so I'm gonna let Chad get you his thoughts on Higgins.
What's up, y'all? Breakdown of Higgins. AJ Green. You got to think that this is AJ Green replacing AJ Green. My concern about him right now is where is he going to play? You have AJ Green coming back off the injury. You have John Ross, and you have Tyler Boyd. Where exactly is he going to play as of maybe next year? So what this pick makes me think is this is the replacement here in, a year or two, however long it takes, because I don't think that the A.J. Green situation is panning out much. So I think that
Now get aggressive. Let's get back up in here and get in some O-line talent.
Yeah, yeah, now-
Don't sit back and chill.
you got all the pretty picks. Now you've got the people back in the stands. You know what I mean? But now you've got to protect. Don't listen. Tim Couch could have been a great quarterback for the Browns, but he had no protection. I mean, the dude couldn't even drop back. That's kind of where Burrow's at right now. You cannot Tim Couch Joe Burrow like this. These weapons are nice. I've said it before. You guys got Burrow before you got Higgins. The weapons are nice, but you need time. You have to have time to drop back, and you got to be able to block. And as of right now, I don't think the Bengals can. I don't know if they are overvaluing the line, but look at the Browns last year. Obviously, that came down to coaching, but OBJ, Jarvis Landry, Rashard Higgins, and Njoku. There's a lot of weapons there, but when you don't have the time for your quarterback, and his feet move, and he gets happy feet. He throws the ball early when the ball don't need to be thrown yet. But you got to protect him. You got to protect your quarterback. But I love the pick. I think it's a great pick. Now go get the lineman. Get aggressive here. Trade up. Go get the lineman that I don't know if they're seeing linemen in the third. I don't know what it is, but you got to protect these guys.
I love it. I love it. Thank you, sir. Good information there. Honestly, man, I love the Higgins pick. I'm super excited, but yeah, you do have to protect him. Luckily, Burrow's good with his feet. He's good at evading pressure, and he's good at throwing the ball on the run. So, but it's got to be good. You can find a lineman in the third or fourth that can probably hit. The Colts pick is in.
With the 34th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Indianapolis Colts select Michael Pittman.
Michael Pittman, wide receivers back-to-back. Pittman's going to be good.
That is a great get.
Yeah, the run on receivers is going to start.
This is where I didn't want Pittsburgh to go.
Yeah, I'm glad he's not going to Pittsburgh.
I'm glad the Colts got him. My shot or your guys' shot?
You know better than anybody. That was not a stop and running into people as opposed to running away from people.
That's, man. Phillip Rivers gets Michael Pittman. T.Y. Hilton there. I like that.
He reminds me of Mike Williams before Mike Williams was bad in the NFL.
Yeah, Mike Williams in college.
A consistent Mike Williams.
Yeah. Man. Telling you what, man, the run on receivers is starting. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to be a homer here, but I am so excited that the Bengals got T. Higgins, man. Oh, I might get that jersey too. So with Detroit here, Detroit's got a lot of ways they could still go too. They need some O-line help. They need maybe some wide receiver help too. So that's going to be a good one there to go after here. I'm sorry, man. Every time the Bengals make a pick, I get a lot of action on my phone. People like to talk with me, and they know I'm excited. So that's very good for the Bengals. So Detroit's pick is in. These are going quick, man.
When is the
good physical power running back.
Yeah, they haven't. This might be Dobbins. There's always those Detroit running backs where you think this guy's going to be good and they never pan out. They could get it here. And Sean and Lil Kim down in Tampa said, where does Swift go? He said maybe third round. I think he goes in the second. I think he could go as soon as here to Detroit.
When I talked to Brian Kelly, head coach at Notre Dame, he said, look, I watched that. USC, we're not going to lose to Michael Pittman. They doubled him that entire game, got the safety over the top. That's the kind of respect he got from opposing coaches. I love this pick for the Colts. Yeah, and one thing you need to know about Michael Pittman.
Man, it's a good day to be a Bengal fan again. But like I said, we got to get aggressive. And I would try my best to get back in the middle to late second round and shore up that linebacker or O-line position. Jason said I sound like him about CeeDee Lamb last night.
Second straight year, by the way, the Colts have had a receiver go in the second round.
It's weird. All the barbershops are closed, but Matt Patricia is like the most neatly kept he's ever been.
And the Lions are on the board. In the first round, taking Jeff Okudah and
Yeah, I don't like Matt Patricia. He thinks he's Belichick and has none of the.
general manager
Oh, 10 times more.
I'm saying,
about everything. Lewis, you look at what's going on here with the Lions. Where do you see them going?
They may go Jonathan Taylor.
yeah,
I could see him taking any of the running backs.
Jones or running back here.
Yeah, Josh Jones or a running back.
Hold on, you said this is a running back? This is indeed a running back.
So Detroit is drafting a running back. Who is it?
It's not JK.
It's not JK.
It's not Jonathan Taylor.
It's Swift. DeAndre Swift is going to the Detroit Lions, third pick of the second round. So there's your answer, Sean.
Why switching the way they play? That's Matt Stafford, man.
Active in free agency, getting a lot of former Patriots.
Damn, I know for
The same way now, Brian Flores and
Matt Stafford's actually one of the best play action
a bunch of former Patriots.
passers in the league.
He had a good team.
This is a big year for
No, same one.
Lots of offensive firepower to start us off tonight, man. Offenses are getting better. Quarterbacks are getting happy. I still think Hey, Aaron Rodgers is pissed about that pick, by the way. We talked about this last night. I said he was going to be mad. He is not happy that they took his successor. They've drafted defense the first pick in 8 straight drafts. Since he's been there, they've never drafted like an offensive skill position to help him out since he's been there.
the Detroit Lions select
DeAndre Swift officially announced by the league just now to the Detroit Lions.
DeAndre Swift is a guy.
JK Dobbins is going to be a steal.
I'm bouncing back and forth between our Facebook comments we're getting and our YouTube link here. So I'm trying to get everybody's opinion and voice heard. If I miss you, I do apologize. So DeAndre Swift, I think, is a great pick for the Lions. It's like Chad had said over there. When was the last time they had that real physical, good running back? And they kind of seem to come and go out of Detroit. So I think that is good for him. I personally am still a bigger fan of J.K. Dobbins. I think J.K. Dobbins is far better. But Swift does make sense there. The only team that we all kind of agreed that Swift would have been better with the Chiefs than a Dobbins would have, just because of how they play. But on Swift, man, patience, vision. These are some of the notes I had on him. He lets things develop before exploding through the hole. Very patient, kind of. I'm not going to compare him to Le'Veon Bell, but he has that Le'Veon Bell patience behind the line before he finds the hole and explodes through. Quick enough to get out on the corner on the outside runs. Needs to work on the passing game a little bit. He kind of catches it in the cradle a little bit more than he does with his hands, I think. But that can be cleaned up pretty well. Reminds me a good amount of kind of like a Josh Jacobs that was taken by the Raiders last year. And the Giants pick is now in. The Giants have made their selection. It's fast and furious, man.
This could be,
They could be going Josh Jones. Protect Danny
I
Dimes.
think this could be Zach Bond, or this could be a receiver.
Yeah, I could see linebacker, receiver, or that tackle for Danny Dimes.
Well, they just got Andrew Thomas.
Yeah, they got Thomas, so I guess they're good there. So, yeah, linebacker or receiver sounds about right.
Oh, yeah. Vaughn, Jalen Johnson.
And Bond is somebody that I was hoping the Bengals would target there too, so he's going to be gone. And this is where I'm telling you, man, get aggressive, move back up. Let's get this rebuild going quick. AJ Spencer, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but yeah, he's probably the best edge that's left in the draft.
Each of the 21 seasons since Barry Sanders retired. That's why the Quins are happy. They think they're finally
I
going
know
to
the pick.
Bob Quinn is happy. You know the pick?
Xavier McKinney.
Ah, Xavier McKinney. Hey, is that their Landon Collins replacement?
Well, that's Landon. But yeah, I mean they got Peppers. I don't get it.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, with Jabril Peppers there, I'm not sure. But they lost the Bama safety in Landon Collins. Xavier McKinney's probably the best guy left on the board, and they get another Bama safety to replace him. That makes sense. Yeah, so the Patriots will be up next. Is this Fromm? The Georgia boy, okay. Fromm could go to New England right here. Austin said that last night. He said Fromm for New England is a good fit. So, that, you think it's too early for Fromm? He just took such a step back last year, man.
Yeah, he took too big of a step back last year.
Looks like they picked the wrong getaway driver.
His stats might not look like it, but his actually Jake plays it.
So, is this? I can't remember who had said this to me. Is this where New England gets Jalen Hurts? Somebody, I can't remember who said it, but somebody said he was going to go to New England and be a star there. But that's not. I don't know if he's the type for Belichick. I don't know if he's a Belichick type guy.
Hurts is that one guy that I cannot use a hard worker though. Okay, there's the last of the preseason.
Jason says Fromm took a step back because he had no weapons. Put him on LSU and he would be in the first round. To be honest with you, I can't think of a receiver from Georgia last year. I can think of Swift obviously as the running back, but a receiver that's maybe true. So we're at a commercial break here. So all the comments here are Jason right now, so he's very, very active with us. We got any Bengals fans out there? Any Giants fans? Maybe any Colts fans? What do you think of your picks? I'm extremely happy with the Bengals picking up T. Higgins. Understand exactly where they're going there. That's a first-round talent for sure that fell to you right at 33. So very happy with that. I like Pittman going to the Colts as well. I think a good weapon for Rivers and whoever takes up in a couple of years after Rivers moves on. He can only have maybe 1 or 2 years left in him. He signed a 1-year deal. So Swift was out some during the year too. Yeah, Swift did have a little bit of a streak there where he missed some games. So I don't know, man. This is exciting. I can't remember a draft really in recent memory where there's this much offensive firepower still sitting there in the second round. It's deep. We were reading throughout the day that there's so many starters that they still see on the board, and I think I'd have to agree. I mean, it's getting deep.
Daddy made his first shot ever. Listen, okay, I want you to hit this cup. I will give you $1 to hit that cup. Yeah. Sorry. You can make
So I'm waiting to see the official announcement for the Giants here. They're taking a little bit longer on this one.
No, you have to put from over there behind the line. This cup right here is worth $2. I'll leave it.
Among them is specialist Christopher Smith, and we're honored to have them introduce the pick.
Look, let me show you. Can I show you something?
Very cool. They've got the National Guard from there in New York announcing this pick. I think it's really cool of them.
Like basketball, you don't want to go straight out. You don't want to beeline it. Up and over. Yeah.
Thank you for inviting us to be a part of the New York Giants announcement.
Not
We
super
love
hard.
you, New York.
I'll give you one more shot since that was your first shot ever.
And here's Goodell with the pick.
Now 6 round pick.
Specialist Smith. And thank you to all our service members, both here and around the world. We cannot thank you for what you do and what you continue to do in these uncertain times. Thank you.
Well, I don't think you get a shoot no more.
With the 36th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Xavier McKinney,
Xavier McKinney.
Alabama.
They get their Bama safety replacement after losing Landon Collins. probably the best player left on the board, like we had said. Instincts are off the charts for him, something I saw. Plays a little bit of nickel linebacker, so that's something that they expect a lot in today's NFL. He'll occasionally lose the 50-50 battle down the field, but, a lot of safeties will. He's dependable, very good wrap, drag type tackler. So I think he can play kind of a few places. Probably just maybe in the slot, a little nickel linebacker, but a primary safety. So he's ready to go. The Patriots pick is in. Yeah, they're gonna get us a weapon for Stidham.
I wouldn't be surprised if Jalen Hurts.
What is it?
I would. Something tells me Hurts, man. I don't know why. They took Jacob Eason, didn't they?
It wasn't.
Winfield.
Delpit.
They did Delpit or Winfield.
Who the hell they take? Kyle Duggar.
Kyle Duggar over Winfield or Delpit. So Duggar over Delpit or Winfield is kind of a head scratcher for me. DC asked, so I'm going to ask, what do you give the Chargers so far? I give the Chargers an A+. Getting their quarterback, staying pat, getting Herbert, and then making the move, and being aggressive, and getting Kenneth Murray with two guys with a fifth-year option, two of the top players at their positions. I had Herbert as my number 2 quarterback behind Burrow. Kenneth Murray was probably my number 1 linebacker based on everything I saw about him when I did my pre-draft research. So Chargers, man, knocked it out of the park. Here's the official announcement of the New England pick. Kyle Duggar, safety from Lenoir-Rhyne University. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I don't know shit about him. So I'm going to kind of let the screen show it. I'm going to look for some stats to relay to you guys because I have no fucking clue.
This is a guy who just sort of slipped through the cracks and spent 6 years in college. But his mother, Kimberly, was full of fans.
Little reckless driving going on in the streets out there. First team All-South Atlantic D2 in 2018. It's hard to go against Belichick on a defensive pick, but I'm a little lost here. Yeah, shit, did he hit mine? I'm a little, I don't know. I'm just a little taken back by that pick. I don't know what to think about that. I with Delpit and Winfield, doesn't Winfield look like and feel like a Patriots type player, like a Patrick Chung type? Yeah, he's an Earl Thomas guy. I don't know. I'm the Panthers pick is in, so maybe we can move on to somebody we know a little bit more about. Jason says he's a small school guy. He was great at the Senior Bowl. I have no reason not to believe that. Honestly, he wasn't even on my radar. I honestly did most of my research, though, to get through the first round. We just got a good response on the first round last night and decided to do this again, so I'm really not sure.
Carolina's taking the Penn State.
Okay. And we've got reports here that the Panthers are taking Yetur Gross-Matos, the edge from Penn State, junior coming out. Very tall, long edge rusher. He likes to stand up on the edge, but he can really launch out of a 4-point stance is something that I saw that he kind of explodes out of. Productive pass rusher, not like elite get-off speed, but his hands are pretty active. He's got a lot of moves in his tool bag that he can use. Very good quick swipe move. Pretty good with the inside spin, and he can also he can bend and wrap very well at the edge of his rush. Bending at the top of your rush is very important, so he does have that. He needs to improve versus the run. He kind of gets a little bit high and I feel like he gets put back on his heels a little bit. But, a team can coach that out of him. So, pretty good edge pick in an edge draft that's not very good. This isn't a loaded edge class. I think after you get out of Clavon Chasen and Chase Young, it's kind of a crapshoot after that because Marcus Davidson's out there too from Auburn. Probably a toss-up between those two guys if you ask me. So, kind of a raw prospect that they can maybe try to coach up, but pretty decent value, I think, for where they're picking. The Dolphins pick is in. Is Tim Combs in here? We got Tim Combs. These picks are coming in pretty quick. Your guy's Browns 2 picks away. I think your guy might be there.
There's already someone going to be
Oh, yeah, I think the Browns are going to get one of the 2 safeties if they want them.
Can we get a house? Or you want Diamond 1? Diamond 1.
DC said he thought for sure New England would have went quarterback. I kind of tend to agree with Austin there. I think they can probably get Fromm in the 3rd, so I think they're going to probably wait a little bit. So I mean, I don't know, man. I'm kind of taken back by this this New England pick. I just think there was so many. Robert Hunt. So the Dolphins have picked Robert Hunt. What position does he play? I promise you guys, we're pretty knowledgeable sports guys, but some of these names I'm seeing, yeah, everybody in this room has no idea who these last 2 guys are. The Raging Cajuns. That's the guy where the coaches put weights on their fucking legs and they make them squat on the wall and he walks across them. That dude's a fucking nut. Louisiana Lafayette, offensive tackle. Over Josh Jones? And Ezra Cleveland, yeah.
I like the fact that they go online again, but I don't know who the hell this guy is.
Is there something that we're missing here?
Okay, so yeah, another kind of a head scratcher. Yeah, Ezra Cleveland or Josh Jones would have been my pick there if you're going with a tackle.
That's too much, man. 3 first-round picks is a lot to have to handle. It's a lot of scouting. You probably don't need scouts.
So yeah, some offensive firepower to start off, and then a couple of head scratchers here coming through. Yeah, either one. The Browns are going to have their shot at Winfield or Delpit. Maybe both. Maybe they get their pick. So they're going to go to a commercial before they formally announce this, but I'm a little confused here about what exactly they're doing there in Miami with this pick specifically. Unless who's getting Clowney?
Say that they take the
There's
rookie
word,
and release
since the Browns didn't have to pay Trent Williams
That they'd be in on Clowney.
that they might have to use to go to.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know much about this guy. Like I said, I apologize. I've got a good amount of work up on a lot of the guys I think we'll see taken, but these last 2 have really kind of thrown me for a loop. I'm a little bit confused. So we will kind of see how these guys pan out over the years. I'm just a little bit confused. Yeah, Houston's going to draft somebody that's really good, and they trade him in 2 years. Mims isn't a terrible pick there for Houston. Yeah. Get the LSU guy and replace him. Not seeing any more picks being broken here early as of right now. Chase Young posted a picture on Instagram, 99 he's going to wear for the Redskins. He said number 9 in high school, 2 in college, and 2 9s in the league. That was 3 hours ago, so I'm a little late, but 99 in the league for Chase Young. Who?
Actually, I think he's 91. 91. Kerrigan.
Ryan Kerrigan is 95, I believe. 91. Okay.
Well, I don't have his jersey.
What is that?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if there's any. I'm trying to pull up some info on these last 2 guys that I've seen, and I'm not really seeing a whole lot.
Yeah, it's last one. Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't pick which one.
He did point like he meant the front
Whoa,
one.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
over for that man. His career.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to hope that the next pick is somebody that we know a little bit more about. These guys are hard. It's hard to find tape on a lot of these small school guys.
Dude, you might just dump that back in.
So yeah, Delpit's still sitting there. Winfield's still sitting there after McKinney's gone. So there's a good amount of safety talent being kicked around in the draft. I think that New England kind of missed the boat on one of those two guys. But like I said, hard to argue against good old the hoodie, Bill Belichick. So I guess we'll have to see how it plays out. Matt Miller said he doesn't understand how T. Higgins dropped this far in the draft of the Bengals. He calls that pick an A+. That's Matt Miller's word.
Did you have these cups?
I am fucking thirsty right now, dude. And you.
Why don't you keep drinking? Why are you slowing down? Get more beer, Taylor.
Stay close.
I thought the loser's supposed to shotgun beers anyway.
So here is Goodell with the official announcement of the Dolphins pick. So they make Hunt official. I'm going to kind of look at the screen and try to see if they can tell me something about the guy. He looks like a big guy. I mean, his high school team had 18 players on their roster.
Browns trade back.
So it looks like in college he played left guard, left tackle, and right tackle in college. So maybe a Swiss Army knife for him. The Browns just traded the 41st pick to the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts getting aggressive like I think the Bengals should.
Colts are shopping Malik Hooker.
Colts are shopping Hooker. Did the Browns just trade for Hooker?
Ooh, I wonder. That's a good.
Not a Hooker, Morgan. Malik Hooker.
That'd be a big get.
That would be a great trade. I really like Malik
I
Hooker.
like him more than all those safeties.
If the Browns just pulled that, that's easily worthy of your second round pick. Other than the injury concerns, Hooker has some issues there. But
He's a ball hawker, man.
the Texans pick is in now. Not to jump ahead, but the trade has been announced by ESPN. The Browns have traded out. Texans make a lot of sense for Mims here. Or is Josh Jones going to come in to play the other tackle?
Browns traded back 3 spots.
Okay, so the Browns traded back 3 spots. So
Picked up 160.
picked up pick 160. Okay, so they moved back a couple spots, get 160.
They got traded. Yeah, it was 3 spots, and then they picked up 160. 160 is what? Fourth? Who is it?
160 is going to be like the fifth. Because you got 32,
What was the
64,
compensation picks?
64, 96.
No.
It's a fifth.
I think they take the first one. Wait, who would you get?
I think I'm going to call Mims here for the Texans. I think they lost DeAndre Hopkins. I think they got Kenny Stills and Randall Cobb. They got their tackle in the first round in Andrew Thomas. So I think this is where they replace that production. Okay. So Chad, our Browns expert, said that the Browns did not have a 5th round pick. So what they did with this trade is they dropped back 3 spots, and they pick up the 5th round pick. So I think they probably think their guy's going to be there, 3 picks behind where they were originally there at 41. So, not a bad move. Picks are picks. Here's the Texans pick.
Wow, great pick.
The Texans just replaced DJ Reader with Ross Blacklock. That is a good pick.
Oh, the Colts. I am shocked.
So that makes a lot of sense. To replace DJ Reader, get Ross Blacklock. Chad's very, very high on Blacklock, and I think most people are.
Hey, the Colts just got Jonathan Taylor.
Oh, my good Lord. Jonathan Taylor to the Indianapolis Colts.
Remember, Phillip Rivers is there.
Phillip Rivers just got his next Melvin Gordon. Wisconsin running back and all. He's better than Melvin Gordon. I'm saying Wisconsin running back.
Wow, what a good pick.
Not to overshadow the Blacklock pick here by the Texans. I think it is a very, very good pick. Reader comes to Cincinnati. You replace him with Blacklock. Makes a lot of sense. But, man, Jonathan Taylor to the Colts. I'm a Marlon Mack fan, but, man. But still, dude, Dobbins is still there. That's crazy to me.
I mean, he is crazy, but Jonathan Taylor was a freak of the
Jonathan Taylor was a freak, but I still think Dobbins will be better. I just can't believe he's the third back taken. Well, maybe.
I think this Dobbins is destined for a team that wants that guy that's multi-gadget. Jonathan Taylor's never down back.
Yeah, Taylor's a 3-down back for sure. Man, that's a good pick. Do you think the Browns did that because they think Jacksonville was going to take him, getting rid of Fournette?
Yeah.
They might have tried to trade up in front of Jacksonville in their division.
Chicago's probably happy with that.
Yeah, that's a good point too. So does Jacksonville go J.K. Dobbins here?
Jacksonville could go Dobbins if they're really on in on moving out for Fournette.
Who would trade for Leonard Fournette? That giant
Somebody would trade for him, yeah, like the Bills. The Bucks could trade for Fournette.
So if the Browns trade back and are still able to get their safety.
So here on the Blacklock real quick while we still got that on the screen. Launches out of his 4-point very well. Ferocious bull rush. Knocks guys back on their heels immediately. Successfully stacks and kind of sheds the single block that I noticed in the run game, so he's good there. Needs to improve against double teams a little bit, I think. Maybe work on some of his awareness. But very, very good pick and great position to need to replace what they just lost there in Houston.
I like that. I really do like our choice. You don't have a 5th round pick. You trade up, you trade back
Yeah.
only 3 spots. You pick up a 5th spot, and
You're still going to get your guy. Yeah.
you're picking at 44. There's still.
Here's the Colts officially.
With the 41st pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Indianapolis Colts select
Dude cannot speak.
Jonathan Taylor to the Colts, man. That is a great pick. Good line. You got Phillip Rivers there. They just added Pittman. They got the receiver. They got a little bit of aggressive here. Made the trade to get up and get their guy again. Wow. Phillip Rivers is a very happy man right now. He's got Quentin Nelson taking care of him on the line. He's got Jonathan Taylor coming into the backfield. Marlon Mack there for a change of pace. Pittman coupled with T.Y. Hilton.
Not to pay Mixon. Let him walk.
Because it's a running back, man.
I mean, he's just coming into his own.
You pay Mixon. We're talking about the Joe Mixon situation. You pay Mixon a fair deal. You don't pay him this top tier money though. Yeah, you don't overpay Mixon.
You can. The Bengals could easily replace Mixon next year.
Yeah.
They could easily replace him next year. Dude, running backs are just so over. That's why they don't pay him, dude.
I don't
You
think
can draft J.K. Dobbins right now.
I don't think he deserves. He's not going to get like that. Gordon,
So,
Gordon was one, but I mean,
Man, I can't get over how much I like this pick.
You got to listen. The only running back you want to pay: Christian McCaffrey, Derrick Henry, Saquon Barkley, maybe Zeke, and Austin says Chubb.
he was
He doesn't even say Chubb.
he was top 5 in every single category. Mixon.
I would pick Mixon, I think.
There's a running back debate going on, so I'm gonna let you guys listen in on that.
It's like Jarvis. He started that change your culture.
Any running
How
back
much
can
better
run
is he going to be with a line? He might be that top tier.
running
I
backs.
mean, dude, he was like,
Running backs all do damn near the same.
Look, I'm the biggest. I agree with you more than
I just don't think you.
I also don't think.
I wouldn't pay Chubb. I would pay
I
Mixon.
say Chubb.
But here's the thing. But look at it this way.
You don't pay Mixon this top money. You pay Mixon a fair deal for
What
what
I'm
he is,
saying,
fine. But if he wants this top tier money, go.
If he wants top tier money, absolutely not. But this guy has helped change your culture. He was a 2nd round pick that's overproduced at this point. He's definitely correct.
Yeah, but you still don't overpay for a running back. I don't care who it is.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like
Nobody
the
said that he's
Bengals.
going to ask for top money.
Yeah, he
the
shouldn't.
Bengals-
If
the
he's
Bengals
smart, he
haven't
won't.
spent money for.
I don't know what he's asking for.
I don't either.
If he's wanting to be the highest paid running back, I'd let him go.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, see, I guess when you say pay running backs, I view it as just
Everyone's
extending.
always trying to top the next.
If running backs see stop being stupid.
If Mixon thinks he's gonna top what McCaffrey just got, then see you later. And now, if he holds out
Well, McCaffrey
with the new CBA, if he holds out a day in the camp, he loses a year
That should top McCaffrey is Henry.
towards free agency.
I don't even think he should. I don't think so.
Henry,
Hold on.
Imagine hitting that game in the fourth quarter.
Henry is not.
That's fine, and I agree with you. But
Henry is not good though. He's
Definitely, he's definitely. He brings his own.
I like Chubb more than
No, he's just not good until like the end of the season.
A cool name just brought up to me actually on a Facebook from Sean was Adam Troutman, the tight end from UD. We may see him go tonight after Cole Kmet, obviously, but a UD tight end maybe going in the late 2nd, maybe early 3rd is actually pretty cool because their football program doesn't really get a lot of love. So the Jaguars pick is in. Is this JK?
The Browns are up in the 2nd for a number
Browns are what?
They're 44.
Oh.
Wait, are the Jags up in next? Are they? Or am I
The Jaguars just took LaVisca Chenault.
Chenault. So the Jaguars, shout out to Josh Collier, they took Lavasca Chenault from Colorado, a name you heard me mention a few times last night. I personally really like him. I don't think he's better than, you know, like a Higgins or any of the guys that went in the first round. I could see him maybe being better than Pittman, arguably, but I'm high on Chenault.
The way that the board is falling, the Browns may trade back again.
So Austin and Chad, man, the Browns insiders, I don't look at the guys on Twitter. I just text them. Says the Browns are possibly looking to trade back again because they think that their guy, the way their board's shaping out, they think their guy's still going to be there even later.
So back to LaVisca Chenault.
Yeah, back to Chenault.
The Jaguars just released Marquise Lee.
Yeah, Marquise Lee's replacement.
He went to the Patriots. So this gets them a really good fast route runner.
Yeah, he's very fast.
To go with DJ Chark.
Goes with Chark in the slot, but man, Chenault can take.
I like that comparison.
Come drop it, Troy. The people wanted Troy. Troy's got a comparison. Let's see it, Troy.
This is Allen Robinson.
So Chenault is Allen Robinson 2.0. I can see that. I'm gonna try to pull up my notes here on him. I've got a pretty old, slow iPad that I got to put on, but man, I really was impressed with his route running. And I said that he could be the best athlete in the entire draft. Not the best player, not the best prospect, but I think he may be the best athlete in the class. Thick, muscular build. He played all over the place, out wide, in the slot. He played wildcat quarterback, took some snaps at running back. So complete athlete. The quick hitter routes, man, he excels. He can take a 5-yard, 6-yard slant, 7-yard slant to the house. The Bengals got to move up to the trenches. But, man, Chenault, I am telling you one thing, man. That's a good pick there, and I think that that's a great replacement for Marquise Lee. And Troy's Allen Robinson comparison is actually pretty good to me. I'm not going to say that he's Odell Beckham, but he can take a slant to the house like Beckham, I think, from what I've seen. So that's an exciting pick for the Jags. Swayze's back. Swayze says Dobbins or Akers, please, for his Bucks. Dobbins to the Bucks. We said that at the top of the broadcast, man. That would be a phenomenal pick.
That's their weak spot. You know, I don't like Ronald Jones, and I don't like.
No, the Bucks need a running back.
Who's Ronald Jones?
Peyton Barber?
Peyton Barber. I don't like neither one of them. They need to get
Browns are on the clock.
Yeah, Jones or Barber's not the answer, especially if Dobbins is there.
And not so hard.
You want to use more of your.
Any more news on the Browns movement?
They're on the clock.
The Bears just dropped Cole Kmet.
The Bears took Cole Kmet. They just lost Trey Burton, so Cole Kmet, best tight end in the class, in a weak tight end class, but that's not a knock on Kmet. I think it is a good pick.
Whether that's for Foles or that's for Trubisky, Cole Kmet's a great.
Yeah, Cole Kmet's going to be a good safety prospect.
Cole Kmet's tight end for Notre Dame.
AJ or Delvin, come on.
The Browns are back on the clock.
So Kmet, I got my notes put up. He's a junior. Ideal frame for a tight end, I think. He can line up in line and flex out a little bit. Good speed. A lot of damage working in the seams, comparable to Tyler Eifert, who was actually a Bengals tight end from Notre Dame. Does a lot of good work in the seams. So that's something that I think will work very well for, like Chad said, whether it's Trubisky or Foles. The Jags pick is now official, though. We are getting these picks pretty early. So Chenault from Colorado officially to the Jags.
PFF said that LaVisca would have been a first-round draft pick if it wasn't for his injury history.
First-round talent, but some injury concerns.
That's interesting. Tua Tagovailoa went number 5.
This wide receiver depth is ridiculous.
One of the deepest receiver drafts in a long time.
They compare him to N'Keal Harry. N'Keal Harry had 12 broken tackles after the catch. LaVisca broke 29 last year.
Wow. 29 tackles after the catch broken.
You can watch this dude's highlights.
What was N'Keal Harry's injury history?
Same thing.
Was it? Did he get hurt a lot?
Trying to get back to some of our Facebook comments here.
Probably sprained ankle. I
Somebody said Sean said Brown's taking Dobbins. True or false? That's false. They've got Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. I don't think they're going to take Dobbins. I think they're going to get one of their safeties.
Safety or Epinesa?
Yeah, safety or AJ Spencer Epinesa. I don't know how to pronounce it. 5 personnel for the Bears all season long. No receivers, all tight ends. Do they still have Kevin White? Yeah, no shit.
It's probably Espinosa.
It don't make no sense.
The Bears pick is Colton Wentz.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, they've already locked their pick in.
Some tells me Winfield would be. I would like that.
They said the Bears currently have 10 tight ends on their roster.
The Bears have 10 tight ends on their roster? Oh, my God.
None of them are good. What did you know?
I like to see what Adam Shaheen would do with their actual quarterback.
Look at this dude, man.
Yeah, they're showing the Chenault highlights, man. He is something else.
Look at lining up a Wildcat.
Yeah, he played a lot of or not a lot, but some Wildcat quarterback, they said.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind it if we can. If
All the safeties are still there, so.
No, Cleveland could easily move back right here, get a couple more picks or another pick, and still have their take of the guy.
He's already past him. He's way past him.
I mean, I don't know, but Tampa's going to go running back here.
Think so?
Yeah, so
If J.K. Dobbins is there and Tampa doesn't do it,
Tampa needs DB.
they're
bad.
they do need DBs, but man, Dobbins to go with Brady,
they may be trying to
trade with Cleveland to get in front of Tampa to take Dobbins. Yeah.
Dude, that is a legitimate, like, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense is terrifying.
Oh, the Bucs offense is super scary already, but you throw Dobbins back there with the rest of it.
You got a top tier running back.
we get Delpit or Winfield, I'm gonna go.
Or AJ. I'm good with all three of them guys.
You said you're going to chug a beer on the camera if you get Winfield or Delpit?
I think Winfield would be the perfect fit.
Winfield would be great.
Winfield's Earl Thomas, and he's a much more sure tackler coming in. I know, like I said, you can fix that on Delpit, but Winfield's already got it.
That middle third is his. All day.
You're letting go at the top. You're holding too many fingers. He's too big.
It's kind of funny that we're broadcasting this draft with like the same kind of shit that these guys are making picks on.
We have a very special message for you.
I mean, you bounce it. You want to get a little bit.
I forgot they paid two.
And look more like yours.
Sean again asked Cameron Brate and Tampa next year or gone. I think he's gone. I think Cameron Brate's gone, right? They're going to keep O.J. Howard. They got
I
Gronk.
think O.J. Howard's gone.
You think, okay. So they think Howard goes and Brate stays.
It'll be up to Brady.
Brady is a Brady guy, I think.
Brate is a Brady guy.
It just feels right.
But here's the Bears pick officially. We are bringing you guys these picks moments, long time before ESPN.
I don't mind Malik Harrison. You need
Malik Harrison wouldn't be bad.
I don't mind Zach Bond.
Bond or Harrison is somebody I would like to see the Bengals get. I think maybe Harrison would be there in the third if they're there, but I like him. I hate saying I like Ohio State guys, but
The Bears have been in the top a while. There's nothing about the Browns right now.
so the Browns are still, the Browns haven't locked anything in.
Got Grant Delpit.
Grant Delpit is a Brown.
Delpit, baby. Let's go.
That is a very good pick by Cleveland. How long have I been telling you guys I don't want you to get Delpit?
You know what that means?
Grant Delpit. Sat behind Jamal Adams at LSU. This is who he reminds me of, man. You cannot go wrong taking a defensive back from either Ohio State or LSU.
I don't like it. I hate it.
I love it. I've been telling Drew, the two players I wanted most in this draft was Isaiah Simmons and Grant Delpit. Those were my top two picks, and
That's a terrible pick.
we didn't get Isaiah Simmons, but we solidified that left tackle spot. Grant Delpit is there. That's the guy you take, man. That guy can just step in and start from day one. You're getting like a Jamal Adams. The cons with him a little bit. He needs to learn to tackle better. Like Drew said, he just flies in and tries to hit the legs. He needs to be able to break down, wrap up, and finish his tackles. But now you put Grant Delpit back there with Greedy Williams, with Denzel Ward. Who's the one for the Raiders we just got?
Carl Joseph.
Oh, Carl Joseph, and not only that, we had Sahadu that we picked up from the Vikings. So great pick by the Browns here. This is what I told you. This is what I want: Isaiah Simmons and Grant Delpit, and the second round here, the Browns nailed the home run here. I love this pick. This is who I wanted.
I think this pick is absolutely terrible. I think he fucking sucks. No. I hate the pick because the Bengals have to play him twice a year now. I love the pick for the Browns. I personally don't like it because I have to play them. Phenomenal pick. I had Delpit ranked above Winfield. There's the tackling concern. Like I said, he's got to break down a little more. But I think overall he's just got a little bit more in the tool belt than you'll see out of Winfield. So home run by the Browns. As a Bengals fan, that's not going to be fun to see twice a year. He's very good when he's lined up in the slot too. He can come up and play that slot corner really well. Was something I noticed on him. And another thing that everybody raved about at LSU was his leadership and his intangibles. He's just one of those guys that you love to have in the locker room. So Cleveland's getting a good locker room presence in him as well. So through the first two picks, man, hard to be mad at what the Browns have done. They got Jedrick Wills, who allowed 1 sack his entire college career, I believe Chad told me. And then Jedrick Wills, 1 sack his entire college career, right? So that's a crazy stat. And then they get Delpit, man. Browns are doing good. As of right now, I know Baltimore's only had 1 pick and the Pittsburgh hasn't, but the AFC North is drafting extremely well. So Kuiper actually has Hurts and Jacob Easton, Jalen Hurts, and then Jake Fromm. So Fromm's the 3rd best left, according to Kuiper.
All right, so, hey, are we in agreement? So you guys want to start over with us?
Troy, when did the Rams pick? 54 and so they got 2?
So listen, the Browns trade back 3 spots, get a 5th, and still get rid.
Yeah, that's phenomenal by the Browns. Yeah, they slide back 3 spots, pick up a 5th-round pick, which they didn't have, and they still get the guy that they would have wanted at, 41 was the earliest pick? No-brainer. Very, very good. Is that Paul DePodesta doing that? Is that Paul DePodesta pulling the trigger on that? Andrew Berry. Okay. So, yeah, Andrew Berry and DePodesta, whatever it is, very, very good job. Yeah, and Joe Woods is one of the best DB coaches in the league, so he can fix that tackling issue that Delpit's having. That's it. This is gonna get you guys in trouble. How much money did Odell give him at the national championship game?
Odell and Jarvis are jumping up and down right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We drafted a Bama boy, and now we gotta.
Our games are about to be a lot more fun. That's for sure.
There's going to be a lot more respect, too.
There's going to be a lot more.
There's going to be a lot more. It's going to be good football.
AFC North, man. AFC North is going to be a lot of fun here. Cincinnati, get aggressive. Jones is still there. Go get him. Send Bobby Hart to fucking Sweden or something, man. Get aggressive. Go get Joshua Jones. Man, oh man, the Cleveland Browns. A very, very good paper offseason again, boys. And yeah, Dave Cochran tuning in says Thorpe Award winner won the best DB in the country award. You get that guy at 44? It's hard to argue with it. Dave Cochran, our good buddy, says Delpit Thorpe Award winner, best DB in the country awarded. So getting him at 44. Troy says he didn't deserve it. The beard has spoken. Missed too many tackles to win that DB? Yeah, I mean they're not going to be looking. So here's the Delpit pick if you guys can see the screen.
He was easily worthy of the first round pick. That's what we're talking about, dude. There's so many first round talents.
Oh, dude, there's 20 players right now.
Where is Cincinnati, man? Let's make a fucking move.
I love Kevin.
every middle-aged woman in Cleveland loves Kevin Stefanski. I think he's got that look, you know.
Pick is in right now. Let's find out where
Here we go.
with this selection.
That's our new head coach.
Browns coach.
Oh yeah, he's
With
cute.
the 44th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Grant Delpit,
Watch these
defensive
highlights.
back, LSU.
If you can see the highlights, check them out. They're impressive.
So Grant Delpit is off the board and he's finally there. He is going to go to the Cleveland Browns. By the way, this is the second straight year that
Nicknamed Baby Jamal after Jamal Adams, who he sat behind.
also got corner Greedy Williams last year in the second round. So he's nicknamed Baby Jamal after Jamal Adams, the former LSU and current Jeff safety. And of course, he is a Saints fan.
Oh, he was a Saints fan coming up.
Going to Saints games.
Doesn't matter now.
Hey,
Back then he was
Buccaneers
recognized
just take
as a
Antoine
leader
Winfield.
up and down the
Well,
ranks.
the Bucks get Antoine Winfield. Okay.
Father that one day Delpit would be
There's the run on the safety.
Got ours.
What do we
They're all-
think
yeah,
about
they're
Grant
all-
Delpit here?
Wait, did he win?
Yeah, he went to the
Broncos. After that, KJ Hamler, receiver.
Oh, from Penn State. KJ Hamler, he killed Michigan.
The Broncos.
Who?
Jones, Mike last.
I mean, that's
When's our next play?
We're starting the third, but I mean, not last.
Yeah, I don't
None
know.
of these teams need him right now. There's too many best players available right now.
That's true.
see how he flies in there.
I think going to Cleveland, now you got Ward on the outside as a corner.
got some
You get another fucking.
Look at that hit, man.
Jamal Adams is who reminds me of.
Especially if he's healthy, and he showed you.
See right there, that's a great breakdown. He's got to keep his head up, and he's good.
He's got to see a little bit of work.
As long as he cleans.
Yeah,
we got,
we got Joe Woods.
That's the whole key. What we saw in
That's
2018.
like a Jamal Adams, Julius Peppers type player right there.
He's fantastic on the blitz.
That's, dude, we've had a great draft.
Yeah, you just replaced your Bro Peppers.
Right now, hit me for this right now. Troy Polamalu. This guy reminds me of.
Delpit.
Troy says Troy Polamalu. That's a big shoes to fill. Big shoes to fill, excuse me.
So,
I'm not going to this again.
So Buccaneers go Antoine Winfield. Denver goes KJ Hamler.
So yeah,
Atlanta's on the clock.
Atlanta's technically on the clock. So Buccaneers are going Antoine Winfield Jr. from Minnesota. Phenomenal player. I had Delpit higher than him, so that checks out. And then KJ Hamler from Penn State headed to Denver to get Drew Lock a weapon. Another weapon. Yeah. Ezra Cleveland and Josh Jones are here. The Bengals have to move. He may last, but let's not chance it.
That they were going to get aggressive. Here's where you get aggressive.
Yeah, I agree. One of those guys may be there at the start of the third round, but no, just go.
I'm saying this right here. If the Bengals get Ezra Cleveland or Josh Jones in the third, do they win the fucking draft?
Bold prediction by Chad. I like that, though. I like when the Bengals do so much good stuff, he has to give them credit.
They didn't hear me out here. Tell me what I said.
Yeah, you might not have heard him. He said if the Bengals get Ezra Cleveland or Josh Jones in the third, or even if they trade up, right? Even if they trade up and get aggressive to get him, they may win the draft.
He looks like he's about 45 years old.
Oh man, that was
So there's the official pick. I apologize. I'm kind of engaging with some of the comments I'm getting. Yeah, Antoine Winfield to the Bucks, man. Great pick. Chad had been saying that Earl Thomas is his comparison. I had Delpit rated slightly above him, but I mean, yeah, look at his father. So good pick for the Bucks. A position of need for the Bucks. I could have seen them going with J.K. Dobbins here. I think that would have made their offense crazy, but I can understand shoring up the back end of that defense a little bit as well. So some injury concerns at Minnesota his first couple years, but those last two he was solid. And I mean, look what that Minnesota team did last year. He was one of the leaders of that defense. So a good guy to get down there in Tampa.
He also has the ability to drop down and cover in the nickel and match up man to man.
And my buddy Kurt and Sean that I'm talking to here are big Bucks fans from down in Tampa. Kurt, I'm sorry, man. Wirfs is a bust. I said it to you today, and you thought I was being crazy. He's a bust, but this is a great pick. They get it right in the second.
That's why I built this mass.
Great fucking Delpit, dude. I've been preaching it for a week.
Core up the middle of that defense for the Bucks.
I like him more than the Greedy pick.
I agree with
Yo, yeah, that's better than Greedy.
I think you might have a sneaky future Pro Bowler.
I don't know how sneaky that even is. I think he's just a future Pro Bowler.
And I like the Bucks. I mean, I know you think worse of the Bucks, but I think
No, yeah, but they got it right in the second.
that's great value for the Bucks. Worse and Antoine Winfield and Tom Brady and Rob Gronkowski.
So far, the offseason is theirs. It's yet to be taken from them.
These guys all know how to coach up defensive back play, and this is
Did Lenny get up and get a tackle though?
who they put first round Christian work. Let's not forget they also happen to pick up, Rob Gronkowski in the pre-draft process.
Man, so the Bucks, Chris said it, and I think I might agree. They've maybe won the offseason so far. This is such a the paper offseason, yeah. Just big names that they've gotten, obviously.
Atlanta's still taking the time.
Man, how about the Broncos though? You get Jerry Jeudy in the first, and then go get KJ Hamler in the second. KJ Hamler is a good possession receiver. He's got some route running things I think he needs to polish up. But coming out of Penn State, man, he killed Michigan. I'll never forget it. Good get. Drew Lock's got some weapons out there, man. He's not going to have very many excuses this year. And I said last night, I like Drew Lock.
In a row before they lose.
So the Falcons are now on the clock. Round one, they got A.J. Terrell, the corner from Clemson. So they got their corner. So this could be the A.J. Apinsa or the guy from Auburn, Richardson. This could be where they get their edge because they were linked to try to move up for Chase Young. They want to replace Vic Beasley.
Yeah, no clue. I promise you'll regret it. Yeah.
They're showing the Hamler highlights, man, and I like that pick.
Hamler's another great pick.
Hamler's that's what I'm saying. Do they get Judy and Hamler?
I'm saying that the wide receivers depth is ridiculous this draft.
Only got 2 wide receivers.
Falcons pick is in.
Yeah, so the Falcons pick is in. You're right, Chris. I do like Mims more than I like Hamler, but I like the Hamler pick.
Falcons go Marlon Davidson, another good get.
He's gotten in this draft.
Building that D-line.
Okay. So Davidson replacing Marlon Davidson replacing Adrian Claiborne there in Atlanta. Makes sense. Like I said, they were linked to moving up to try to get Chase Young. Obviously, they weren't able to pull it off. And how could you for a guy like Young? But that's a good pick.
You better take his ass. I've been loving that dude coming over for a while. Devin Johnson.
Yeah, you've done that to talk about.
Dude, oh my God.
Free with every Hulu subscription.
Receiver tackle.
Oh, fuck. Accuracy was there.
So I'm just catching back up on the comments. Dave said that he did win the award, but he doesn't think he was the best DB in college. He thinks Stingley Jr. was. It's a good argument. How's he doing?
Let's see you there. I'm George Kittle, and I'm here to bring you my top tips for the NFL draft. We're going to be covering topics like acceptance.
So after Atlanta,
Are sweatpants okay? This is a big moment, but you're in good hands. So sit back, relax.
You wanna say
It's the biggest
diamond?
moment of your life. Jordan Bud Life Seltzer is supporting the NFL draft with COVID-19 relief.
Oh, for us. That's a serious get.
Josh Jones is a better get for Cincinnati. Jonah Williams coming back.
Yeah, but dude, I don't know. I don't know if they're willing enough to get rid of fucking Bobby Hart like they should be. I hate Bobby Hart, dude. I would be more comfortable with me starting at right tackle than Bobby Hart.
No, honestly, I would buy your jersey.
Yeah.
0-14 last year. He's like dancing and doing shit. I'm
No, it was the fucking Rams game in London, dude. They were like 0 and whatever right before the bye, and they come back from the break and he's on the field dancing. They're down like fucking 13. What the fuck are you doing, man?
Imagine that dude starting.
The Jets have traded out with the Seahawks. So the Seahawks will be on the clock now.
You had the accuracy distance.
Are the Seahawks moving up? Are the Seahawks moving up to get J.K. Dobbins, or maybe Denzel Mims? I don't know. I would, if I were them, I would take Dobbins, but this might be a move for Mims.
Shark Benny and Chris Carson.
I think Dobbins would be better than both those guys.
I don't know. Chris Carson's nice.
Chris Carson was pretty damn good.
Just fumbles too much. No, he fumbles too much. Fuck yeah.
We're here to help make this new normal feel just a little more normal. Yeah. Stay harmless there.
Bro, why is the place understand their pubes in this cup?
Seahawkers are on the clock.
Yeah, they traded, so the Seahawks are now up. I'm trying to see if I can get any insight on what they're doing. Clowney with a pinza? Or whatever it is?
That's a statement. That takes him out of the Clowney hunt.
If they do that, yeah, Clowney is not coming back to Seattle.
Make sure you visit NFLshop.com tonight for official 2020 year pass jerseys. Also, the NFL is currently providing
Oh my god, is he about to go to fucking Pittsburgh?
Let's go.
Sign up now and you can watch full game broadcasts from previous seasons, Super Bowl classes.
So it is official. I just followed T. Higgins on Instagram.
Does he post some lit shit?
Huh? No, I don't know. I haven't seen any posts.
Some lit ass shit yet? Two Tigers.
Glad you're with us.
Welcome
We're
back.
to the halfway point already of the round
Tiger
two
Kings.
game of draft 2020.
Joe Burrow is the Tiger King.
American Kansas
I'm wondering. I'm making a bold
Fuck
prediction.
you.
Hey, I'm making a bold prediction right now.
Offset. He's
Jalen
argued that
Hurts
his
to
grandmother who fought a tough
You had said that. Jalen Hurts fits in Pittsburgh.
If you guys in Pittsburgh guys have a please fucking
No, Jalen Hurts sucks.
Lamar Jackson. Freak, dude. Oh, no, I don't think
Yes, sir. Let's get it.
Oh.
Let's say arm Lamar can throw that.
Offset. Thank you for all
Yeah,
you
and
do
you
to
guys
fight
are
against
fucking
cancer.
he
We're
drops.
proud to
It's
work
a far
with
lane,
the
like.
American Cancer Society to make this disease a thing of the past. With the 47th
So the pick is in for the Falcons?
NFL draft, the Atlanta Falcons select Marlon Davidson. Defensive
Good get, man.
tackle,
Can you lose Claiborne?
Yeah. Losing Claiborne, putting Davidson in there. I think that's a good pick. See if I can find my notes on him real quick.
absolutely impressive defensive.
That's what I hate. I hate being up so many times. Being stuck in the last coordinator.
The problem is it's so easy to rebuttal.
Yeah, you gotta make it so many times.
All right, here.
And it certainly paid benefits for him. But when you take a look at Marlon Davidson, his weight can be a problem at times. When he's on the right side of about 290, he can be really disruptive off the edge.
That's a rare thing.
I would say you can re-rack, but
I do it at mine.
you can rebuttal off it and make you this rebuttal.
It's house rules. It's house rules.
And you guys have rebuttal, so we get our rebuttal.
Easily turns his hip.
We have to make
But there's a lot of times when you hit the last cut, you can't rebuttal.
I really should have brought the paper, man. This iPad thing I did. This older iPad's pretty slow. But, I mean, you can see the guy, man. He can play D tackle. He comes out on the edge, as you can see now. Really good at kind of angling around a block from the film I see. That's something I do remember about him. As Chad said, man, a good replacement for Claiborne, I think. So a solid pick there. I'm really interested to see who Seattle just traded up to get, though. Do they go with the Apinsa pick and the edge and replace Clowney and take themselves out of the Clowney sweepstakes, or do they maybe get like a Denzel Mims, go up and get it target for Russ?
Selects defensive end Darryl Taylor.
Darryl Taylor, I don't know much about him, but they did get a DN. I wonder how that impacts Clowney.
Pittsburgh is up.
Pittsburgh is on the clock.
I don't see my prediction. I've been predicting Jalen Hurts here.
No, you've been saying Hurts to Pittsburgh for a couple weeks now, and I actually just texted a couple of my Pittsburgh buddies that I think that he's about to go to Pittsburgh. Hey, I got buddies that are Steelers fans. They're good people. They just have shitty taste in football teams.
I guess you do have buddies
I have
that are
buddies that are
State
big.
fans.
I mean, it could be worse. I have buddies that are Bengals fans.
I guess it could be the lowest. You could have
T. Higgins is going to fucking moss Grant Delpit, so don't worry. He's going to moss his ass.
He'll never get a chance with Denzel on him.
Oh my god, it's gonna be disgusting.
Well, when Denzel's out for a concussion because he can't stop tackling with his head, that's when we'll attack.
There they go.
Well, it's the family of general manager John Schneider.
Is this a race?
No, they lost. They have to.
Oh.
Damn, you want to dump it all out?
The New York Jets have traded the 48th pick to the Seattle Seahawks. With the 48th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks select Darryl Taylor.
So Darryl Taylor is official to the Seahawks. Dave Cochran, if you're still watching, man, you're a Tennessee guy, right? So, what do you think of Darrell Taylor? I see Dave's comment. Just logged in. Did the Dolphins draft good or not? Their pick was an O lineman from. Both their last two are a little bit iffy. That tackle from Louisiana Lafayette. I just don't know anything about him, and I think that Josh Jones was there and Ezra Cleveland was still there. So my personal opinion on that, Dave, I'm not really feeling what they've done so far today.
I like the first two. I like Tua, and I like Josh Jackson.
The Steelers pick is in.
Hopefully somebody we don't fucking know. The kicker or something.
I just got a tweet notification that the player they traded up for.
I tell you the player that makes the most sense here, and you just see it with the
That was in relation to the Seahawks.
line is AJ. The dude from Iowa.
Yeah, the Steelers could go A.J. Epinzi here and put him on the other side of T.J. Watt, and that would suck for us. It'd be good for them.
They got Bud Dupree, but they're looking to replace him.
Well, Dupree's only on a franchise tender, so they don't know how that's going to play out. The Steelers are the team that'll say, okay, we'll pay you the franchise tag for 1 year, but we're going to replace you. See you later. And Kern said, quit talking shit about the Steelers. I did say at the beginning, you got to trust what they do. I don't like them, but they make great draft decisions. Man, we're toward the end of the second round, though, and there's a UD player at the 10th best available from Mel Kiper, Adam Troutman from Dayton. That's pretty cool.
Looking for $6. $6 over there. Do I hear $7? $7 in the front. $7 going once, going twice.
So word is that the Cowboys, the Steelers are drafting Chase Claypool.
Chase Claypool. I know the name. So the Steelers go with Chase Claypool.
Don't get mad. Get E-Trade and get more than just trading. Investing, banking, guidance.
He's a Notre Dame wide receiver
It's the big one. It's the big one, isn't it? He's like 6'4", 6'5".
Families can still
Claypool, yeah, from Notre Dame.
contactless ordering and payment.
Is going to probably play everywhere. A lot of teams see him as a tight end.
6'4".
I don't.
This doesn't scare me.
This doesn't scare me because they have Eric Ebron. That scares me more.
Introducing AT&T.
Yeah, Ebron's a Steeler, man. That was a great pickup by Pittsburgh, too, to get Ebron. I wish they would have taken Jalen Hurts just because I think he sucks. But, I mean, not terrified of Claypool after it took me a minute to realize who he was. Not a terrible pick, but nothing that really is going to keep me up at night. Yeah, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it on Saturday nights before playing Pittsburgh. I may lose some sleep over Ebron, though, because the Bengals historically can't cover tight ends, and they haven't done anything really to address that in the linebacking core.
Hey, your dog's out. Big old rascal, you.
We almost had an escape here, but we're good.
I wrapped you up quicker than right down pit one of the open field. Oh, I missed you.
Hey, Lil.
At Donato's, we believe every piece is important.
So, yeah, Claypool, I mean, it's interesting. It feels like a Pittsburgh-type pick. I guess they kind of like those guys, but I don't know. Ebron got, what, a 2-year deal? So, I don't know. Maybe they're not super sold on him. But, you know, like I said, man, as much as I don't like Pittsburgh, you got to trust a lot of the draft decisions. They don't miss a lot. So, you know, for the Pittsburgh fans out there, I guess you guys trust the Rooneys as my buddy Jim Sarah was saying at the beginning. He trusts, who the Colbert and the Rooneys and Tomlin take. So, fair enough, I guess.
So what's funny is I used to not be able to like beer moment, but my brother
So some good picks here midway through the second. Some head scratchers, like I said, but some very good value picks. Cleveland with a great value. I think Cleveland and Tampa, for the value of the pick that they got, where they got it, are both pretty close, but I'll give the edge to Cleveland just because they were able to pick up the extra fifth and only move back a couple spots. So as of right now in the second round through the halfway point, I think the biggest value pick has gone to Cleveland. just with, like I said, with what they were able to acquire and still get him. Here's Pittsburgh's pick.
Pittsburgh Steelers select Chase Claypool.
That could be really good.
So Claypool's coming out as a receiver, but if you can see the screen, he's a big dude. He kind of reminds me of a tight end. Oh, he's from British Columbia. He's from Canada. Second fastest 40 time ever at 4.42 for a receiver over 230 pounds.
Only Calvin Johnson ran faster at that size. So here's what we're talking about. Chase Claypool from Abbotsford, British Columbia, and then went to Vancouver.
I don't know a ton about him, but looking at him, he looks kind of like a Steeler to me.
He was really good though in college. He was also not shit in film.
Big Ben doesn't turn wide receivers into studs.
When Chase was putting it up from Abbotsford,
Then we'll grab Pittsburgh. Big Ben.
You can't pay much. Look how much bigger he is. You can't take too much.
Well, these are high school highlights. Yeah, he's bigger than everybody in high school. Cool. Yeah. Now here's some college highlights.
and now he's drafted by the Steelers.
Chicago Bears take.
Bears get Jalen Jones. Troy was hoping his Rams would have a shot at him. Oh, Jalen Johnson. Yeah, Josh Jones, Jalen Johnson. He's going up making some contested catches on these highlights, though, man. So yeah, so to wrap it up on the Steelers, doesn't scare me, but could be solid. Mike Tomlin on the screen, looking like the guy from Juice.
I need another beer, Chad. Thank you. Please, and then thank you.
Never stand up and go faster.
Defense, they've got the secondary, they've got the offensive line, and so I love that they have another weapon on the outside. Building out Juju Smith-Schuster. I think Ben's going to be happy. He's healthy. I like where Pittsburgh is at.
You guys all
Thank you very much. Meanwhile, let's go back to Commissioner Roger Goodell.
Well, now you have a real coach. They don't work hard.
With the 50th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, Chicago Bears select Jalen Johnson, defensive back.
I'm surprised Jalen Johnson fell this far. He was very highly touted coming out. Yeah, he's got a chance to be the best corner out of the draft. I think maybe going to Utah might have hurt him a little bit, but Utah was up there this year. So surprising. Original commit to USC, as you can maybe see on the screen there. So he can play if USC was one to offer him. So getting him at 50 is pretty good value as well, I think, for the Bears. James Sayre, Steelers fan on here, says, nice pickup by my Steelers. He's big and fast. Ben's getting weapons. Ebron added in the offseason, and now Claypool. So he likes it. Ben's definitely going to have some big red zone targets, some go-up-and-get-it guys in his repertoire now, with, Juju being maybe the number one. I'm still iffy on Juju as a number one. But it's hard to judge him too much off last year because his quarterback was out so much. So I still question Juju as a number one, but now they're getting some of the big go up and get it, box him out in the end zone kind of guys. So hard to judge Juju off last year though, just because he didn't have his quarterback. I mean, he had a guy named Duck and Mason Hodges. But the jury's out on that. But I could see how a Steelers fan could be happy with the pick. He fits the Steelers mold to me. Makes sense. I just think that they could have maybe gotten a little bit better at some of the other positions that they may have that are aging. But he didn't have a ton of weapons out there last year either. So Ebron and him is a pretty good 1-2 punch, especially if they're going to run some of that 12 personnel with the heavy formations and double tight end sets that they could maybe put Claypool in. James Sayre says, Deontay Johnson is really sweet. Don't forget, he is kind of an afterthought at times. He did show flashes last year. And like I said, man, it's really hard to judge a lot of those guys without their quarterback. So here's the Cowboys pick. They're doing a moment of silence for his brother who passed away yesterday.
The Rams replaced Todd Gurley.
Dude, did J.K. Dobbins fuck somebody's mom?
Stupid dicks. They start with us.
Yeah, what?
Our goddamn.
What did J.K. Dobbins do?
Our GM is a goddamn soccer fucking. That's what he is. He's a soccer boy. That's the problem right there.
Come on, Troy. Take a break real quick.
His son's got him too caught up
We
in all that
come.
wrestling shit.
Come get the rant in. Take a quick break. Talk to the people. They wanted you. They wanted you.
Go rant. Go rant.
He don't want to do it. He's too pissed.
Ruin that franchise since they moved.
How do they go?
Los Angeles Rams are absolutely terrible. I've got no answers for you. Terrible pick. That's all I gotta say.
Good insight, Chris. Thank you. Troy, you look mad, dude. You look mad. Akers over Dobbins.
You know, they took Dobbins, okay, she's fucking good.
Right.
Who the fuck is this guy?
1-800-CONTACTS. We're here
Florida
for
State.
his prescription.
She's not better than Ralph Henderson or Alton Brown. I'll tell you that much.
Express exam. You could
Because
easily
I don't know
get
who
your
the fuck it is.
prescription.
You didn't know who those two were before they were
Best
there.
price guarantee.
So stupid.
We may not be able to gather together. Oscar Mayer invites you to take your backyard cookout to the front. On May 2nd, join us for the Oscar Mayer Front Yard Cookout. Enjoy sharing a meal together but safely apart. While we
Well, I
share,
mean, golf was an MVP candidate. And like,
and every time you use the hashtag Front Yard
Boy
Cookout,
played in a
Oscar
cold
Mayer
game.
will donate up to $1 million more. Through May. Let's hang out front and give back.
Wouldn't it be nice to eat with some of your old friends? Like the Chalupa Supreme. Beefy 5-layer burrito. Order ahead and get your $5 Chalupa Cravings box at Taco Bell's contactless drive-thru.
So what's Dallas doing here? I haven't heard Dallas's pick. It's weird. We know the Rams pick. We don't know Dallas's.
That's safe driver save 40%.
The word was that they wanted to replace Byron Jones, but all the safeties. Maybe Jeremy Chin.
Well, Jones was a corner, right? He can do. So I don't know if Chen replaces him though. He's more of a safety linebacker type. I think they might have liked Jalen Johnson. But we know Jerry Jones is probably on his yacht again with a expensive glass of scotch. Just
He's like, well, fuck it.
fuck it, dude. Give me Mims too. Cooper, Mims, and CeeDee Lamb. Yeah, Jerry told all the scouts to stay out. He's like, the camera's only going to show me. He was like he was on a $250 million yacht. It's like a fucking Scarface lair, just chilling.
To everyone, want to stay healthy, stay safe.
Give us a diamond one.
You guys have done this for us, and we really appreciate you guys. So, for myself,
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what Dallas does here. I don't know if Jason's still on here. Jason was pretty active earlier. He's a big Cowboys fan. See if he has anything to say about it.
We need linebacker. We just lost Corey Littleton. Zach Johnson sitting there like, damn.
Yeah, the Rams are in a good spot, though, because they pick, then they wait for, and they're back up again. So, I mean, they got some options here.
But I would have went like Josh Jones or Zach Barn and then Mims. That's what I want.
Yeah. The Rams did just lose Mike Thomas. Not that Mike Thomas.
the Mike Thomas?
You can't do order past 3, right?
Now we're getting to go to the late portion of round 2. And there, Mel, you see A.J. Epinesa, the Iowa defensive end.
All right, per Trey Wingo, it is pronounced Epinesa, so that's what I'm going to roll with from here on out. Dude, we ride for Trey Wingo around here. Don't talk about Trey Wingo. Hey, Mel Kiper was really fighting for Cincinnati today, yeah. Mel Kiper is a champion of the people of Cincinnati. Jerry did let somebody else into his lair. All right, so the pick is in for the Cowboys.
With the 51st pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Dallas Cowboys select
Trayvon Diggs from Bama. Stephon Diggs' little brother. I like him. That's the guy to come in there and try to fill the shoes of Byron Jones, who they lost to Miami. Yeah, the Cowboys are doing best player available. Yeah, with CeeDee Lamb there. So not a bad pick at this point in the draft. For Dallas, I'm going to try to pull up some of my info that I had here on Diggs. I thought it was cool. He is actually, that's not a joke, he is actually Stephon Diggs' little brother. So some of the things I saw on Diggs: elite size and athleticism, very good ball skills. Played wide receiver and returned kicks during his time at Bama. One-hand jam and press before opening up, and he kind of stays on the hip of the receiver very well, which is good on a cover corner. Pretty fluid for his size, really. He's got to kind of stay in phase with the wide out because he doesn't really have the recovery speed if he does get beat off the jump to catch back up with him. But he's very good at he's got a good feel, I think, for jumping routes and making plays on the ball. You expect good ball skills from him because of his brother Stephon Diggs. So he's got room to develop, but I think for a team looking for a big corner, he could be exciting development. He reminds me a lot of the Bama connection, actually kind of a Dre Kirkpatrick type guy. So Kirkpatrick had an up and down time in Cincinnati, which recently just ended. But I see a little bit of Diggs in him. I see a little Talib in him, as Chris actually just said. More Kirkpatrick than Talib to me, but he does kind of have that big physicality that might get back into your face. That can remind me a little bit more of Talib. So, picking him here at 51, ranked 49th on a lot of the big boards, so a pretty good value pick.
No fucking way.
Did the Rams just take Jalen Hurts?
No.
Oh.
Philadelphia took Jalen Hurts.
What?
What?
Are they about to run some Saints-style playbooks?
So, as we said a few minutes ago, the Rams are going Akers here, but I was just told that the Philadelphia Eagles have taken Jalen Hurts. Troy is very upset.
Oh, yeah.
And this next Rams player will call SoFi Stadium home. With the 52nd pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Rams select Cam Akers, running back, Florida State.
So there it is, Cam Akers from Florida State. Yeah, we knew that pick a while back. We're getting these picks very early. How do you not go Dobbins there, man?
How do you not go? Why the fuck would you pick a running back when you got already two on your roster? You dedicated them.
Yeah, they got Eckler.
Hey, he's in good
Not Eckler,
hold on,
but-
hold on. He's in good company, though. The only Florida State running backs, Warwick Dunn and yeah. That's good company.
So Troy doesn't even want to come over here. I try to get him to come give a reaction. He's pretty upset. He's not happy with the Rams here.
Some good backs, man.
14 touchdowns, 30 receptions. Every inch of that real estate. Kid who can make defenders miss.
Look, when you went from fucking Todd Gurley to fucking
Shoulder, one contact. Needs to be a little bit more shooting. Receiver in the backfield, but he showed.
He's not scared of contact.
Goddamn, yeah, you won't last the goddamn league.
Yeah.
He's got hurt, guy got injuries.
everyone can be a GM. Remember that, Troy.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's very, very puzzling here. I still think J.K. Dobbins is the best running back in the class. I don't understand how he's still there. J.K. might drop right to Buffalo. Yeah, that's true too. I think Singletary's pretty solid though, so I don't know. I'm real puzzled of Philly taking Jalen Hurts. I don't understand it. Do they just need a backup? I mean, but a second round pick on a backup? I don't know what they see there. I'm talking about Jalen Hurts. Here's the Eagles pick.
Yeah, Mike is. I mean, dude. What the fuck is? Because his injury caused every year's been hurt right in the playoffs.
Yeah, go sign a backup. Don't get one in the second round. And Jalen Hurts, Cam Newton's out there. Jalen Hurts sucks.
Hey, if Kirk Cousins getting hurt in 3 years, and he's a guy you want as your quarterback in the second round, you can't play with him.
Dude, Jalen Hurts isn't good.
He had the highest percentage of Oklahoma quarterbacks since when? Sam Bradford.
Yeah, and every quarterback that's gone away from Lincoln Riley has gotten worse the further away they got from him.
I didn't like him at Alabama at all.
No, he got benched for Tua because he couldn't throw in the championship game when Saban's like, oh shit, somebody's going to have to throw the ball.
Goddamn, I missed that. Goddamn fucking
Against Georgia in that SEC championship game, and then he transferred to Oklahoma and was a completely different quarterback. 32 passing touchdowns, only 8 interceptions.
Every year somebody's pissed. Chad's like, dude, fuck it, be a Browns fan.
You like Joe Burrow?
Troy, I got all kinds of Bengals jerseys for you, man. I'll get you started. I'll give you a white one, a black one, and an orange one, so you got them all. So with Buffalo on the clock, there's a lot of. I could see him going J.K. Dobbins here. I don't know about Mims because they did just get Stephon Diggs. I can see them maybe going Jeremy Chin. Christian Fulton, the corner's still out there. But they did just pick up Josh Norman in the offseason. So Bond makes sense there. So there's a lot of value guys that I think could still make a difference there for Buffalo.
Particularly when you get down there in the red zone, I think you can get him on the field early. But more than anything else, this is insurance. The Eagles have always invested heavily in the backup quarterback position.
So the Buffalo pick is in.
How can you blow it if you win it?
Joe Blow.
Joe Blow.
Is that similar to Baker the turnover maker?
I don't think that happens, by the way. That's just so hard to do. I'm not saying he's gonna suck, but the rookie touchdown record.
He has a chance.
Yeah, I mean he has a chance, but I don't think he will.
Hey, can we not have 3 people on the other team? You know what he said about you while you were inside? He said burn the same day.
I can't. Philly, man, if you need a backup, go sign a guy. Don't spend your second round pick on him. I'm very confused by it. I'm not sure what you're doing there. And I'm just a Jalen Hurts detractor. Also, I don't think he's going to be any good at all.
They still can use another DB or two. Just an interesting situation to draft a quarterback who at best I think is a developmental project, putting behind Carson Wentz. Interesting pick here for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Well, both they did get Jalen Reagor, the wide receiver out of TCU in the first round. And it's just me. I'm convinced that I see some Taysom Hill type plays for what we can do here. Because he is strong. We're talking about a guy who is not only the Heisman Trophy runner-up in 2019,
Swayze said he is back. He just finished his oil change. Bucks got Winfield for you, man. I don't know if you saw it or not, but that's a good pick for your Bucks.
So when you're looking, Lewis, real quickly, when you're looking at this, I think with a creative play caller, you could
Would it be insane if Baltimore took J.K. Dobbins?
That would suck. That would be insane.
I wouldn't care if
Mark Ingram's getting long in the tooth, man. Yeah, he's a little up there.
Yeah, I totally agree. We just saw that shot of Doug Peterson there.
Mel Kiper just called that a slam dunk for Philly getting Jalen Hurts. I just don't get it, man. I don't get it. So here's Buffalo's pick. I haven't seen an early break on this one.
With the 54th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Buffalo Bills select
AJ Epinesa to Buffalo is a very, very good pick, a great value pick here.
The projected number 7 pick in the draft.
Swayze, that is Antoine Winfield's son, so it was his dad who was the beast. AJ Epinesa to Buffalo, man, is good. I think that, I said that as soon as Brady left. The AFC East is Buffalo's division now.
That's a fucking get.
That's a great get at this point in the draft. Actually, some of the markup I had on him, average get-off quickness, but his hands are so strong. He's really good at flipping his hips, and he finishes really well once he gets there and forces the pressure. He's got a pretty good feel when an offensive tackle is leaning outside, so he's able to kind of use that up and under counter to get through him. High floor as a prospect. I could see him being anywhere from like a 7 to 10 sack a year guy. So going into the second round here, he was probably about the 26th best player in the rankings. So I think that's very, very good for Buffalo. A pass rusher that I think they needed, and I think they're in a very good spot to make a lot of noise and take over that division. So now the Ravens are on the clock after getting Patrick Queen in the first, which is a great pick that I also didn't like as a Bengals fan. How big of a run can there be, though? There's like Dobbins and who else?
I mean, just guys just start getting taken. There's tons of teams need backups. Cincinnati's going to take a running back soon. Maybe the 4th. We're taking a running back.
Strong hands, brings that edge pressure and inside pressure.
That might have been that's probably to me that's the end of the run of the guys that could have went first.
Yeah. I mean, maybe, yeah.
Now you're starting to hit.
Now you're looking at your Bond type guys. But, I mean,
outside of Josh Jones.
Josh Jones is still there, yeah. Ezra Cleveland was a guy that you could have seen sneak up in the back of the first. And then Miami's back on the clock. I mean, what's Miami going to do?
I'm sorry. Oh, shit. Ravens just took J.K. Dobbins.
Ravens took Dobbins. I hate that, man. Mark Ingram's getting old. That sucks. That's a great pick for Baltimore, a terrible pick for the rest of the division in that run-heavy offense.
This year, that's a...
Yeah, no, it's not.
Here's what I'll say about that. That is a Bengals T. Higgins pick where that's not really going to play into this too much because unless like Mark Ingram gets hurt, unless like AJ Green gets hurt, or Tyler Boyd or somebody gets hurt.
Yeah, it doesn't terrify me for this year, but man, now they're going to have J.K. Dobbins going forward.
That's so good of a pick.
Jeez.
I love J.K. Dobbins.
Dude, Dobbins is my favorite running back in the draft, and he goes to fucking Baltimore. It makes sense to me, dude. Mark Ingram's old.
He's a mobile wide receiver kind of guy, man.
To me,
He fits the offense.
He fits the offense.
He fits it perfectly.
So that means after this year, Mark Ingram's gone.
Don't pay him.
Well, yeah, but dude, Mark Ingram, how long has he been in the league? We talking about running back shelf life.
Any running back's going to be good. Yeah. But this just makes it.
But that's way better than fucking what's his name? Who's their second guy?
To me, it's more like to me, they needed more help at receiver and more help on defense.
But Dobbins can.
I think they know that Lamar's not going to throw it to the receiver well anyway.
Dobbins is going to roll that with Lamar and hit that block for him.
Run the option.
He played with Justin Fields. I mean, I'm not saying Justin Fields is not Lamar Jackson.
That right there, before the pick was made, I told you guys that pick was scary.
It scares me for the
I
future.
told you if JK goes,
Man,
pick
Not
him.
this
he's
year.
young and hungry, man. I
It's
like
just
I
gonna-
like J.K. Dobbins.
It just sucks to see a guy you really like
Yeah.
go to the
That
team.
does suck. That does suck.
Is be a partner that never
Dude.
quits. Verizon is the most
Drew,
reliable network.
one's falling. We're getting one of them.
Bond or Jones very well could fall, or Cleveland. Fuck it, I might stick into the Bengals first pick in the third round just to see, but after that, I'm gonna probably get out because it's getting real low.
Mike, I'm gonna get super hyped with you because
yeah,
we're gonna
like-
take him. We're gonna take him 33.
Who?
Jones. There was a lot of talk.
I mean,
about taking him 33.
if the Bengals can pull Jones or Bond, I'm still pretty happy. If they pull Jones, it's a
I think
big,
Jones
big
is the
win.
best draft we've literally
Jones and
had since
Bond.
I've been a Bengals fan.
I think
Yeah.
Jones or Bond is a home run.
I think very. I just think the way that the Bengals are operating and the belief they have in heart for whatever reason, they're going to probably take Bond, and that's fine. We need linebackers just as bad as we need O-line. Maybe
I would
a
ra-
little
I think
less.
I would rather, in that case, but the thing is Jones could have been a first round pick if he had a little bit better fundamentals. But
Yeah,
LeBron is like, he fills that hole that we really, really need to fill.
yeah,
Jordan Williams is coming back. We don't know what to expect out of him.
yeah. He's never
He's
taken a
a
snap,
lockdown elite left tackle.
or it could be fucking Andre Smith. We just don't know. But I mean, they're obviously going to ride with him.
Well, I don't know. At one point, they thought Andre Smith was about to be the next great offensive tackle.
Yeah, but Andre Smith had work ethic issues going back to college. You never heard that about Williams.
Yeah, Jordan Williams. I mean, I think he's probably better for the running, more suited for the running game. But
Oh, he can pass block his ass off. I mean, in college he could.
he's a little bit undersized. He's only 6'4".
I just watched him push a fucking truck. I mean, which isn't actually that hard to do. I couldn't do it, but it's not that hard for a pro
I'm sure
athlete to
every
do.
offensive lineman could probably push a truck.
Man, I just back to Baltimore, man.
Trent Brown's in the free agency.
I don't like that pick just because J.K. is going to be in the division now for at least 4 years. I know. What is Miami going to do here? Do they? I mean,
Get another offensive lineman, protect that injury-prone quarterback.
they took it. I mean, they already took the tackle, but they might be like, oh shit, Jones is still there. I mean, I know they got.
Denzel Mims is still there. He's got to go soon. You have to. He has to go soon.
Does Miami? I mean, Miami could use a weapon for Tua.
What's gone wrong?
His NFL comparison is Traquan Williams or Traquan Smith. They're just the Saints.
Meanwhile, the next pick is in
That's
for
his,
the Baltimore
comparison.
Ravens. Let's find out what the Ravens are going to do when very defensive heavy in free agency. Let's go to the commission. With the 55th
How the Buckeyes got to keep going to Pittsburgh and fucking Baltimore?
draft, the Baltimore Ravens select J.K. Dobbins.
So there it is, officially from Goodell, J.K. to Baltimore. So that running game gets another good weapon for him.
OHIO.
I mean, yeah, I've been high. If you guys have listened to the draft preview episodes and talking last night, I'm high on Dobbins. Definitely don't like him going to a division rival. Chris shouting out the Ohio State Buckeyes. He is a Buckeye fan, so it's tough. Do you root for him now, Chris? He's in Baltimore. Do you root for him or do you hate him? Because hey, I loved Devin Bush last year. I wanted the Bengals to get him. The Steelers stole him, and as soon as they announced his name, Devin Bush was dead to
I
me.
don't hate Baltimore as much as I hate Pittsburgh.
Well, yeah.
I will support him whenever he's not playing Cincinnati.
Fair enough.
He's playing
So, yeah,
Pittsburgh. He's my favorite
Dolphins
player.
pick is in. So the Dolphins pick is in. Let's see.
Got their guy.
Pretty interesting where they can go here.
Ooh, Robert Hunt might be the steal the
This is
first
a kid
round.
who gets the best defenses, against 6 defenses that were ranked in the top 13 against the run at the time of the game against Ohio State. In those games, J.K. Dobbins averaged 105 yards per game, 6.5 yards a carry with 11 touchdowns. He's not a great receiver out of the backfield. He had a couple drops.
I'm trying to think of the Dolphins receivers they have on the roster. Devontae Parker, but outside of that,
Do they still have to keep
So
Green?
the Dolphins,
They have to keep Green.
make a great selection. You have defensive tackle Raekwon Davis.
That's a
oh, Raekwon Davis from Bama.
Defensive tackle smelling bin, but don't glasses.
Somebody asked, what round do you think Claypool's going? He went a few picks back to Pittsburgh, so he went in the second. He's a Pittsburgh Steeler.
As a 30-year-old running back, they want to run the football. They do it better than anybody else, and now they've got some young, fresh legs to put in the mix.
So that's probably the best Dolphins pick I've seen tonight. So yeah, Raekwon Davis is good. good for Miami. It's probably the best pick they've made tonight.
Tailor-made as far as work ethic is concerned for what he's going to face in the NFL.
Without a doubt, you just have to love Baltimore and how they're committed to a certain style. They're going to come downhill. You ask them with Mark Ingram.
No, that's
I just love the plan that Harbaugh and the Costa have up there in Baltimore. They're committed to it, and they draft another guy that fits right in, and he'll be very productive in their scheme.
But what you're talking about,
I don't know.
He's just a record for the most rushing yards in a single season in NFL.
Does Bond go to LA to try to replace Littleton?
He's going to the right team because they are going to pound the rock in Baltimore with Lamar Jackson under center. That's what John Harbaugh wants to do with that unique
Brian Flores looks like he'll fuck you up, doesn't he? He looks like a pretty mean dude.
He looks mean.
under center. So it is
The players seem to
Players, oh yeah, players love him to death. And like we had said yesterday, I really like Brian Flores.
That means the very, very
reminds me of
active
this
in this
surprise
draft Miami
motherfucker.
Dolphins.
Surprise, motherfucker.
The board. They went Robert Hunt, another offensive
Yeah,
lineman,
I know you think
with
that's
the
funny,
first
Brian.
of their picks in the second round. Where
What?
will Brian
You started
Flores
laughing.
and
I
Chris
said, yeah, I know
Greer
that's
Here's the Dolphins pick.
With the 56th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Miami Dolphins select Raekwon Davis, defensive tackle, Alabama.
All right, Raekwon Davis was a very, very productive
Yeah, good pick for any Dolphins fans out there with Raekwon Davis. Bama defensive linemen are rarely bad picks, so
See what the Rams fuck up.
kind of trust Troy is not feeling very good about the Rams right now. You said he's a soccer guy?
Yeah, he owns the Arsenal, yeah.
I just love the power that he plays with. Understanding
Jack
good
suck
leverage.
drafting so
Nick
bad.
Saban is a very, very good player.
Man, Davis is just blowing through the line on these highlights.
Mentally adapted. Get ready to play, Mel.
That's the thing, Booker. I think he can be a force, but he wasn't after a great start to his college career, getting sacks, getting that production behind the line of scrimmage. He was handled up front. He was good against the run, but you want to see a little bit more pass rush, a little bit more disruption getting after that quarterback.
That is
Late
crazy.
his career, it really
Tom
never
Brady
came
played against
together for
Antoine
Raekwon
Winfield
Davis.
Sr. twice or 7 times.
And now he's playing with his son?
Now his
Jesus.
son is-
So the Rams pick is locked in, Troy.
Rams take Jacob Eason, quarterback.
Whoa! The Rams took. Oh, you got me too, you son of a bitch. I was a quarterback?
So somebody asked Delpit about his tackling. He said, "I'm so tired of hearing that I can't tackle. I might tackle you for asking me that question."
Damn, he's an asshole.
He said that he had a high ankle sprain and he wouldn't stop him.
He came out and said the Browns are the best secondary.
I remember Delpit having the ankle issue. So they're going to commercial before they announce the Rams pick, so we'll see if we can get it early from Twitter.
Three guys on the board.
Easy.
He's gonna be like, oh. I like the
Look
tight
like the
end from
Rams
Baker.
took Burr, maybe.
Oh, fuck yeah. Help that ass too.
God damn.
We're gonna watch the Rams pick real quick. We don't know.
Probably AJ Dillon, not running back. Like, I don't know. We're just trying to replace Todd Gurley. He was good.
I mean, he was.
voice on the other end of the phone.
And why the Fox was trading.
You're on our mind. A willingness to
Knicks
come
will
to you.
never better get Todd Gurley.
It's about the career, not one season.
The Rams take wide receiver Van Jefferson.
Oh, that's actually first.
That is a good guess.
So Van Jefferson is the get for the Rams. What? Yeah, what is wrong with Mims? Why is he
Somebody
falling?
always drops for something.
Mims had a lot of
I've seen a lot of things on the PFF guys saying, why is Mims dropping?
But Arnett fucking went in the
But-
first round. That motherfucker is a straight up thug.
31% of Mims' catches were contested. That's
Yeah,
not
that's a
happening
big
in the
thing,
NFL.
yeah. That's a big thing.
I kind of like that stat though. He'll go up and get it, but I agree he's gonna be playing a much different level of DB.
I know the Cleveland guys in Florida, but I don't think
I know decent wide receiver, so you gotta replace Brandon Cook.
yeah, you have to.
I just let it try.
We're the worst team in the division now.
I personally
Actually,
like.
can I be honest? I think he might be the worst team in the division.
Thanks for sharing your savage
The Cardinals are pretty fucking jacked, bro. Literally, I don't know what you just said, but Madden.
I completely agree with it.
Dope as shit.
Steve Carroll could go.
This is your fucking daughter, dude.
The Rams take Steve Chanel.
So if so the Bengals get back right here at the beginning of the third, they get Ezra Cleveland, Josh Jones,
Or Bond.
or Steve Chanel. All four home runs. All four.
They may win the draft
Yeah.
with any of those guys.
You get the number one pick.
Here's the deal. 2 of those guys were literally projected that we could have taken in 33rd.
But the
Yeah.
thing is this: so you got 2 tackles, Josh Jones, Ezra Cleveland. Either one could be a home run, right? Would you guys agree? And then you got 2 linebackers, Zach Bond and Steve.
We're getting close to this being a fucking hard pick.
Steve Chanel.
So you guys.
I think Jones is first on their board.
Swayze said, when are we getting this Howard trade done, Drew? Hey, I wouldn't mind the Bengals getting another tight end. If you want to take maybe like a 4th or 5th for him, send him on up to Cincinnati, dude. I'm in. I would like to take this time to say that the Rams' new logo is fucking terrible. You could move Hart inside. I don't think he'd be as bad.
I don't think he because he wouldn't get beat off the edges as easy.
I wouldn't be mad at trying hard at guard.
So as Bengals fans, Ezra Cleveland, you're okay with.
Perfect.
Zach Bond.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Josh Jones.
Josh Jones. What about what maybe should they say?
I call Josh Jones
What
a
about
great
Denzel
slam.
Mims? What about Denzel Mims?
Not Mims now. They just got Higgins.
Steve Chanel.
Chanel, I'm in.
Yeah, no. Mims is too much.
Why wouldn't you?
You don't need Mims. You're fine now. You have Auden Tate still sitting on the fucking wings.
Hey, I like Auden Tate.
Auden Tate's still there.
He might be the odd man out, though.
Auden Tate's still fine.
I said that the Rams' new logo is fucking terrible.
It matches their fucking pants. They fucking suck.
Well, mentally, Don't get your ass kicked. I'm done with this shit. Typical Cleveland Browns fan. Hey, give it to your teammate. Nah. He said he's at the front.
Yeah, you are.
To be fair, it's really easy to like go out and like big guys off like free supermarket soccer.
Roger Goodell loves this draft because he can act like the people on the screen like him.
Yeah, we can just stream all sports.
So Van Jefferson, wide receiver, Florida, headed to the Rams. Could be a good pick there, actually. I don't know what's going on. I don't know why Denzel Mims is falling. I had him mocked early second. I thought that the Bengals may even been in on him at 32. So I'm trying to figure out why Mims is falling. Okay. Is it bad?
The Rams are sitting in a solid
I got insurance. So now the Vikings are up on the clock.
I have to be honest.
Excuse me. You're excused. So Van Jefferson sounds like a character from Remember the Titans. I don't know why. Yeah, Baltimore's back up at 60, dude. No, I think Jefferson was at Ole Miss, but he transferred to Florida after the Hugh Freeze thing.
So his highlights are him just being wide open.
Yeah, getting open's good.
Yeah, playing against a bunch of fucking bums. That dude's slow as shit. It's Vanderbilt. I would get open against Vanderbilt.
So they're loading up for golf, I guess, with Cam Akers at the first pick, and then going with Van Jefferson here. So maybe that's the guy that the speedster they get to replace Brandon Cooks.
I'm trying to like make a later shot easy.
For the most wide receivers in the first 2 rounds in common draft history. So that means if Mike Zimmer, the Vikes head coach, or Rick Spielman,
Mike Zimmer live with all the shit that he's killed hanging on his walls. Big old cup of dip, probably somewhere skull or something.
His war was my favorite.
receiver.
Mike Zimmer probably killed all that shit with his bare hands.
Let's see what the Vikings do.
Vikings pick is in.
Listen, I like Zach Taylor, but I wanted Zimmer.
I wanted Zimmer back when we lost him.
I wanted him back.
Ezra Cleveland for the Vikings.
Great pick for the Vikings getting Ezra Cleveland. He's something I hope the Bengals were going to be in. Swayze asked someone draft Cam Akers. Yes, Cam Akers went to the Los Angeles Rams. Ezra Cleveland is a very good pick for Minnesota there, keeping Kirk Cousins upright. I thought that the Bengals, like I said, may have been in on him, and this is where I think the Bengals should have been aggressive to trade up to get him. Josh Jones is still there, but now I'm starting to wonder why. What do these guys see on Jones that has caused this slide?
He was a big kid. How big? He was born 3 weeks early, and he weighed 11 pounds.
11 pounds 3 weeks early, I think.
Would have been a fit baby.
That poor woman, she didn't push that 11-pound baby out. They cut that thing out. Fucking kill her.
How far along are you?
Huh? My baby's not due till October.
October what?
2nd. So it's going to have to be a day early.
That's my birthday. Get that baby out for my birthday, Drew. We'll celebrate together.
That's not really on me.
Yeah, it is. Drew, clearly this is your first child.
So I don't know. He's pretty good at getting out on the edge. I think the knock on wasn't it that he didn't play like a lot of the good competition, I guess, but at Boise State. But don't you start to wonder about Josh Jones now? Why is he falling so far?
He has no fundamentals. He's a raw prospect.
I don't know if it's as much that he's raw. I just
We the Dolphins offensive line coach, right?
no. The Dolphins' all offensive line coach was the dude doing coke on film.
No, the one who coached.
After, yeah, I'm just fucking with you.
11 pounds. He's in other words, he's added 3
That was actually a real fucking sick run. Long ass, hairy, fucking muskrat looking beard.
I think Mims makes a lot of sense here.
My question is, why does my
Mims, they lost Robbie Anderson.
why does my poodle have better hair?
Yeah, send Mims to the Jets before you send him to Baltimore. But Lamar probably needs a guy like him that can go up and get it because he doesn't throw very well deep down the field. Is it a boy or girl dog that you're getting? What are you going to name him? Don't do that. Buckeye's a hairless nut.
Poison's not too. Poison's the Wolverines. From what I've heard.
Well, yeah, they kick the shit out of Michigan every year. I'll give you that.
Just out of curiosity, what's the past like 15 years?
Chris, this is an NFL draft night. Take that college shit somewhere else.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got J.K. Dobbins on the brain, so I'm thinking of all those times he butt fucks the Wolverines.
Actually, one of his worst games was against Michigan that I saw. But, I mean, it's fine.
What did Shea Patterson do?
Well, Shea Patterson's a fucking loser. You're reaching here, Chris. We're talking about NFL football here right now.
Is it that we put up?
I don't give a fuck.
We're both Bengals fans. We just support each other as much as we can on this kind of night.
Yeah, so why are you talking shit?
You guys came at me.
I just said that the Buckeye was a hairless nut, which is a fact. There's no hair on
Also
him.
poisonous, which is also a fact.
I don't know. I think the Jets are going to go Mims here. I think it makes too much sense. The slide has been there. They lost Robbie Anderson. I think it just makes too much sense, right? Where else could they go?
Mims give me a one.
I would rather that not happen, but I'm not too scared of that because I just don't trust Lamar.
Baltimore, that's a great second round.
After losing Robbie Anderson,
They indeed take Denzel.
So, as we were saying, the Jets are going to take Denzel Mims. So, that makes perfect sense. Robbie Anderson's replacement.
I knew that he was going to second round on bets all from
Yeah, okay. We said
I thought he was going to go way higher, but it's a good pick.
it has to naturally come
And for this commercial that you see is a Bengals season ticket commercial featuring Joe Burrow. So if that tells you anything, that pick has been done for a lot longer than before last night.
Is are season tickets going to matter at this point?
I don't know.
Is the stadium going to have people?
I mean, I think,
Because I will buy season tickets if the stadium has people.
you know, I had season tickets before, man, and it's cool to say you did it, but you can get a lot better experience watching a game at home. I got Sunday ticket. I got
I wanna watch
3
Joe
TVs
Burrow
set
for
up.
a year.
Watch.
I will be there.
I will go to his first start.
I'll go with you.
Yeah, I mean, his first home start at least. Unless it's in like Indy or something, they do play at Indy.
Well, you look at those wide receivers, you see a group there. Denzel Mims coming out of Baylor with all that talent, freakish talent. Evan Duvernay on production in the slot.
Something happened. It just got really dark. Wow. Oh my God. So where does Baltimore go here?
He's actually fascinating, and where you could play him and the things you could do, because he went back to the quarterback in Kentucky and what he did in high school. He put up incredible numbers this year.
Adam Gase does not look like he's on cocaine. Oh, yeah, he does.
Say hi. We're happy to have you. This is part of the draft in 2020. We're excited to see families working together. And then there's Joe Douglas.
I'm sorry?
You have a name yet?
Yeah, we're naming her Adeline. Adeline.
Okay.
In the first round. So what are they going to do here with pick number 59 overall in the second round, the 27th pick in the draft? Let's find out together as Roger Goodell is ready to make the announcement on what the Jets, Adam Gase, and Joe Douglas are going to do. Come on, Jet fans! I haven't heard any Jet boos. Let's go! Come on, let's go!
They're all booing Goodell. I love that. Still.
I think I'd like it more if he wasn't forcing it.
The New York Jets pick in the
Yeah, at least he owns it.
When you embrace the bullying.
The Jets like Denzel Mims, wide receiver, Baylor.
Yeah.
It has to be natural. We need to bully you for being you. Don't tell me what to do, Roger. Yeah, Roger, when you look at the shitty house.
Their big play wide receiver in free agency. Again, this is a guy who fans at 4'3", 840 was third most among wide receivers.
Damn. Troy with the beard slander. Troy, we're rocking the best ones. You just got me beat.
Still pick bad.
We got Jalen Ramsey for 20 picks.
Jalen Ramsey's washed up.
That's not the case.
Shut up. Let me be right.
Come on, man.
Joe Burrow's better than Jalen
Oh,
Ramsey.
the Ravens traded with the Patriots. From. This is from. Austin. They just traded up for From to the Patriots. The Patriots just traded up with the Ravens. I think they're taking Jake Fromm.
That's double. I get to shoot again, too. Heating up.
Baylor offense, but what you see is somebody that can go to the line of scrimmage and somebody that makes some unbelievably acrobatic catches down the field. So he's going to win on those contested 50-50 balls.
And the pick is in.
That's going to be a big benefit for Sam Darnold. You see him go big, powerful offensive line that he protects Sam Darnold. Now they give him a big weapon on the outside. So Joe Douglas doing some work here for the New York Jets.
Not required off the side to make one.
Now, what do you think?
Give us a diamond one.
Well, look at Mims. I think you look at a guy who still is a little raw when you come out of Baylor's offense. It may take a year to transition, but the talent that he possesses is.
I can't help but think that Eason or Fromm here, and I think Fromm's more of the Belichickian type of guy.
He's literally has been a Patriot since the day he was committing to start.
And I was a fail for Fromm guy before the season started, so.
Thank Christ we didn't pick Fromm.
Chris, have you lost yet?
It's 1,000 receiving yards from Matt
Oh, I thought you weren't losing. I was just checking.
The chair that is Bill
Oh, shit. Yeah, I knew you'd lose.
Player personnel, they made a trade. They have moved up. So what will Bill Belichick and Nick Caserio get together and figure this out?
Troy, you're a dick.
It's funny. It's all that waiting in the first round for nothing.
We had Jalen Ramsey for the first round.
We have Joe Burrow.
And look, they try to shove Belichick. He's not even there.
You got Jared Goff reincarnated.
So here's the pick in for the Patriots.
And we're going to figure out in just a few moments what's going on.
They don't know what's going on because they went to Belichick's house and he wasn't there. They just showed an empty office. There it is.
With the 60th pick in the 2025 draft, the New England Patriots select Josh Uche.
Josh Uche from Michigan. I like him. He's very raw, though. He's a good pass rusher. He's in the draft as a linebacker, but he's an edge rusher. They go Winovich last year, and now they get Uche. He'll take a lot of work, but Belichick might be the guy to get him there. I like Josh Uche. Yeah, New England Wolverines, dude. Took Winovich last year. I mean, I'm not saying that. Right, yeah, he'll replace Van Noy. I'm not going to say just because he's from Michigan he's going to be a stud, but he's got a lot of potential. He's got a lot of raw talent. I think he went to the draft too early. I think he would have benefited from another year in school, but I'll root for a Michigan guy anytime they go anywhere except for Pittsburgh. Devin Bush, you're dead to me.
Where did Van Noy go?
Van Noy's in Miami. Reunited with Flores. And I just said that Uche did always kind of seem to be around the ball. So New England makes sense for him because they can probably get the best out of him. Like I said, I think he probably should have stayed at Michigan for another year for selfish reasons and for the fact that I just think he could have used another year of development in Don Brown's defense. Hi, Lily. How are you?
What are you doing?
I'm talking about what the football teams are picking to people that are watching.
How many people are watching?
That's been kind of going up and down.
So 6 right now?
Looks like that might be it. Trading up for Uche is a little bit iffy for me for the Pats, but I guess it makes sense because the edge class isn't that good, so maybe somebody was going to take a flyer on him beforehand. I guess, if Belichick wants his guy, he goes and gets him.
I've been drinking even when we're like making shots. Nah, dude, we're winning the rest of the night. Well, you know what you little bit?
We're here.
So the Titans picked in. Titans need.
Hey, come back here, girl. Come on.
Troy's like wrangling the kids. Kind of going up and down. Back to not as big as.
You do that for me? Really? Yeah, I'd like that.
Who am I talking to?
It's Jake from State Farm.
From State Farm at 3 in the morning? Who is this?
It's Jake from State Farm.
What are you wearing, Jake from State Farm?
Khakis? Hey, do they ever ask you what you're wearing?
Yeah. Red
sweater, button-down shirt, like a good neighbor.
We're turning on our channel.
No, don't change that. We gotta watch this.
Your channel is outside.
The Bengals are about to save their franchise with Josh Jones or Zach Bond.
Look at that. The Rams get shit on by fucking corner.
Troy, you just keep like chilling out and then getting re-mad.
God, please, God, dude. What happened? Delta just said I'm anxious to pick Joe Burrow off twice a year. Woo!
While we're all home,
Sounds about right. A friendly rivalry, yeah.
Wheels volunteers are on the front lines.
What are the fucking Packers gonna do? They gotta make that up, right?
It's happening.
One of them's
It's
in
happening.
fault.
We did it.
Yeah, I'm out after the Bengals pick. I'm gonna shut this down.
The Titans go Christian Fulton.
Christian Fulton from corner from LSU. No, they're up at 65.
Who's 64? You got the Colts, the Bengals,
The 64, I think, is a comp pick.
Yeah, I don't know who it is.
No, that's the second round.
No, they're about it. They can be as high as second, but they're typically the highest you usually see is a third.
Yeah, because comp pick in the second round would be like
City and San
Something crazy, yeah.
Kansas City's supposed to be last in every round.
There might have been a trade, or there hasn't been a trade come through that I've seen. I'm just saying it could have been done prior. That could have been a trade from last year that, you know, the picks. Yeah.
Slash relief to donate now.
You guys ready to lose this game?
Well, the Tennessee Titans are back on the clock, and I'm a little disappointed in what I see behind Mike Vrabel, the head coach, because
Dude, did you see his shit last night?
His kid wasn't on the shitter. He said his kid was on a stool.
No, he wasn't on the shit, no. But the whole thing was still fucking wild as shit.
Yeah, he had that dude in that suit or whatever the hell was going on.
That fucking fat ass bit.
Dude, I like Mike Vrabel though.
I respect the shit
let's see
out of
where the Tennessee Titans are going. They remember the draft last year. With the 61st pick,
Smith's still there.
the 2020 NFL draft, the Tennessee
Who?
Titans
Oh, I didn't catch it.
Christian Fulton,
Who did Swift?
defensive back,
No,
LSU.
Swift went to
Detroit.
Oh, yeah.
Swift went to Detroit,
So
yeah.
Christian Fulton, another member of that LSU secondary that has been so draftable over the years, is now off the board. Now, he had his issues at LSU. He was slapped with a 2-year ban at one point for trying to pass, and he checked with someone else's jury, and eventually was first his appeal that was denied, and then
They sent in a ringer on the opposite of a ringer.
Shotgun beers and shit. I hit 8 in the last fucking
Put you up with a ringer, but a reverse ringer.
New Orleans for the draft without one of Christian's biggest fans. His grandfather, Lewis Fulton, died 2 weeks ago because of COVID-19. Fulton said about his grandfather, he'd be really proud.
There's like 10 more TVs in there.
Outbreak. So Christian Fulton has had his ups and downs on the field and away from the field. Daniel Jeremiah, as you see this product, as he gets set to go to Tennessee, what should he be expecting?
Well, I think you're talking about a top 50 player. He was my 5th corner in this year's draft class, so I think there's some value here with this pick from the Tennessee Titans. He plays the game very smart. He's a
What? That's Mike Pettin type guy. Dude, I think they might reach on somebody to try to make Rodgers happy, like a fucking receiver or a tight end. Because I think it was you that told me Rodgers was pretty vocally pissed off last night, right?
According to ESPN, he signed in 2016. Again, Isaiah Wilson. You didn't throw it, did you? No. John Robinson high fives all the way around as they get that guy. Nobody likes
If you wear this hat. Matt LaFleur looks.
Baltimore traded up again, got Rob Malary.
Rob Malaria. What will they
Matt LaFleur looks like a guy that just pissed off Aaron Rodgers, don't he? Shit, man, I gotta get him something. So Packers.
NFL draft. Green Bay Packers select A.J. Dillon, running back. Austin
I heard his name a lot. I don't know a lot about him, but I heard his name a lot.
Aaron Jones and
Wait. Does Aaron Jones, like, he's not a yards kind of guy?
He's pissed. He's like,
A.J. Dillon's
Aaron Rodgers is sitting there watching like, fuck me.
He left the program with career rushing records for yards, rushing yards, all-purpose yards, rushing touchdowns, and total touchdowns. And also had a pretty impressive combine, ran a
Yeah, I don't
5.340.
know.
Well, Green Bay is clearly lost the draft.
It was so productive.
They fucking sank the ship. What do you guys say they sank the
Well,
ship?
you've got a guy who is absolutely
you still have Aaron Rodgers.
tackles just hammered.
He's going to win 10 games.
This is a guy who was a power counter.
He's gonna find a way.
Cincinnati's up there at
that is
65.
going to punish people.
Yeah, one of them's left, and one of them's there.
He's not going to
One guy you want is there.
Probably go right. They'll probably both go here.
lower body, and he's going to get tons of yardage every
Bond's gotta
initial
be
contact. He's a guy who runs with
Or Jones. I mean,
You're getting a guy that we literally were projected to take.
well, I mean, yeah, they're gonna get a guy where we said that it puts him at an A+ draft. One of the guys. I think I prefer Bond just because how I think they're
This
gonna
was our year to
operate.
be the worst team in the league. This was the best year for us to be the worst team in the league.
I could see that actually. I mean, just with how deep it is.
As much as I said I wanted,
You know, you do have to wonder though if they take Clemson's
I mean, do you guys want to switch teams?
tackle here.
I'm done. Come on, let's fucking win this. I'm done. I'm done.
But if the Bengals take Clarence Smith,
This fucking Osama bin Laden looking motherfucker.
He's not a gangster. His real name's Clarence.
Let's go.
Blow up on this table.
Let's go.
Michael Vick can't sit in.
You're a fucking moron, and I love it.
Whoa, somebody
I am my fans over here. This dude's not even a lot of lazy stuff.
I can't get on board with what the Packers are doing. Pissing Rodgers off, taking a quarterback in the first, not giving him any help. They haven't given him any help in the last like 10 drafts. They get a running back that's probably going to be their third stringer. I don't know, man. I think Rodgers is very upset.
Hey, let's switch it up.
Identical. The pictures of how Tom Gatewood played and the moves he made were almost identical to the ones A.J. Dillon was making. It's the highest draft Green Bay Packers since Eddie Lacy went there in 2013. So the 247-pound New London, Connecticut product is now a member of the Packers. We are at pick 31 here.
So the Chiefs pick is in. The Super Bowl champs, who are already in the second round, just drafting for pretty much depth only because they brought everybody back, which is completely unfair. Andy Reid back with another top shelf Hawaiian shirt.
Some floral prints for Andy Reid in round two. Brett Beach is looking much more business. They thought the running back in the first round.
Wide open. How'd you miss that?
At the back end of round two.
Yeah, I think they're looking at defense. I think they're looking at defense.
Is that a naked man?
They need somebody who can run and hit. Now they need linebackers. They need playmakers at that position. That'd be the first spot I would be looking at.
Is Terrell Lewis going to go before Zach Bond?
Now what about you?
Look at Justin Madubuike, defensive line, Texas A&M, Zach Bond, linebacker, Wisconsin, Jamie Shin, safety, Southern Illinois. You think about from the defensive backfield when they took Cameron Dantzler.
We need. Yeah, I can get it for you.
You fucking suck.
I'll get it for you.
Trash.
The players on the board as we get near the end of round two.
TJ, what do you think brain trust for Kansas City.
Tomorrow.
Listen to Lewis talk about getting some because their offense is going to run up.
Swayze said Rodgers will be the Bucs quarterback after Brady goes.
Also, at the linebacker position, a guy like Logan Wilson.
Swayze is one of my buddies. He's a Bucs fan. He said Rodgers will be the quarterback for the Bucs after Brady goes. Everybody just gets pissed off at their teams and then goes to Tampa. All right, here's Kansas City's pick.
With the 63rd pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, Kansas City Chiefs select Willie Gay, linebacker, Mississippi State.
What did I just do? Chris, shoot it.
Willie Gay from Mississippi State. He was a guy that was mocked to the Bengals. He got in a fight before a bowl game, I believe. So he had some suspension issues, which is kind of why I think that like a guy like Bond was, or Terrell Lewis was mocked higher than him. Kansas City, though, good culture. Andy Reid's a good culture guy. Could bring him into the stable. They're taking a linebacker. They're taking Bond. They're taking Lewis or Bond. If the Panthers just traded up to get in front of the Bengals, it's for Bond or Lewis. Probably Bond. If Terrell Lewis from Alabama. Because Willie Gay just went, but I thought he would be lower. Yeah, he got in a lot of trouble and shit. That's why I thought he was going to be mocked lower than some of the other guys. But he's a high upside pick. Yeah, on YouTube. That's live. Yeah.
Without the production pushing him into round 2, DJ.
Yeah, so the Panthers wanted to get in front of Cincinnati for a reason. I think it's probably Bond, and that sucks because I really wanted Bond there. I wanted Bond more than Jones, as I was saying, just because I think of how the Bengals are planning to operate.
I was told that the incident with the teammate was a little bit overblown. I got good background reports when I talked to the folks at Mississippi State, so I think teams would come.
That is a pretty good pick for the Chiefs, though, if he can keep his head straight.
Here's the deal, though. We got one of them.
Yeah, one of them will be there.
So, A+. The rest of the draft.
Well, we don't know that because they can still fuck it up, man. They've been better, but it's still the Bengals, dude. They can still. It's the Bengals. They fuck things up.
Fuck up the 4th round pick.
Third.
Well, I mean,
I'm just saying they could not take either one of those guys.
You're right. But T. Higgins is a fantastic second round pick, clearly, at this point.
They know that.
And we appreciate that.
Can you tell you're fucking like cheaters over here? You cheat piece of shit. I didn't see them distract you once. You're right. Be patient about letting them live here. You have to go support yourself on your own.
I'm really interested. I think they're going to take Bond from me, man, and I don't like that. I'm hoping they traded up thinking the Bengals were going to take Lewis because I like Bond better than Lewis.
All right, hold on. Straight line, please. Yeah, this stuff's empty, Chad. They're cheating. Hey. Straight line, please. All right, so that's straight like this. You said straight line.
Straight to me.
Like on draw.
You said straight line.
They just traded up for Jeremy Chin, safety. Oh, nice.
Okay, I'm okay with that. The Bengals don't need a safety, so the Panthers traded up to get Jeremy Chin. Now, he does play some hybrid linebacker, though, so he could have been good for the Bengals, too.
I did have him as the first round.
Braun is probably the pick here.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably...
Jonah Williams coming back. They trust Bobby Hart. I think
They shouldn't trust Bobby fucking Hart.
They shouldn't. You're
But
not
they
wrong,
do. But
trust
they do.
him.
Right.
They do.
They might...
Maybe he's better with a little bit more of a mobile quarterback in the house. Let's have a little bit of positivity.
I like the idea of kicking him into guard, too, though.
We picked up some defense in the free agency. Maybe they like what they got.
Yeah, I mean, they're committed to the nickel, don't get me
I
wrong.
mean, what's his... shit. Jermaine Pratt. I like Pratt a little bit. He was.
Yeah.
He's not the guy.
He was raw. He flashed down there toward that. So the Bengals are on the clock. Don't break this one to me. Let me get it live. Fuck it. Because I'm logging off after this. My ass hurts from this chair. Oh, they've happened. Dude, some of these picks, we were so far ahead of ESPN, it was crazy. We talked about a Rams pick, and then like 15 minutes later, they made it. He drafted that motherfucker twice.
And when the day comes, where we're no longer looking at our worlds from the inside out, it will be what we did in here that will make us stronger out there. Calling all Grassmasters, Fescues, Mechanics, and
No, you can't. Shut the fuck up.
to the Springtime Brawlers.
No, you can't do go on it. Shoot the fucking shot. Shoot it. Shoot it.
You guys should fight.
Search John Deere mowers for more.
You got boxing gloves? God damn.
It's not your average.
Oh, you got all you got. Might just have that good up on the ugly ass beard. Yes, diamond one.
Glad you're with us for day 2 of the draft, and you want to make sure
Bengals go Arthur Shane.
episodes 3 and 4 about the Bulls dynasty in the 90s. And again, I have all these wonderful tidbits I can tell you that would entice you to watch. I'm just going to read this one line. Highlighted by Dennis Rodman. Pretty much all you need to know. Sunday.
What the fuck's going on over there? You having a moment of silence?
ESPN 2.
You guys both got quiet. He was focusing, but you guys were quiet too. They were just chill. I thought they were like trying to distract him.
First chair is being represented in that
It sounded like somebody about to take a fucking putt.
defensive side of the ball. For the
My
first
dad
time,
didn't even
Pitt
stay
getting
for the
their
Cleveland
round of
pick.
round 1.
Where are they at? I'll stay for Cleveland.
Penn State in the second round. They gave
Jimmy, comment on here or text him. Where the hell did the Browns pick, man? My butt hurts, dog. This chair is hard.
Mentally challenged like fucking ringer.
defense, and then of course they signed Chris McCaffrey to that long-term deal and brought in Teddy Bridgewater. Let's see where they go. The Seattle Seahawks have traded the 64th pick.
Listen, being good at beer pong doesn't mean you're not mentally challenged.
With the 64th pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers
Somebody from the ringer.
Jeremy
Johnny Knoxville in the ringer,
defensive back,
aka
Southern
Rich.
Illinois.
Jeremy Chin is a good pick for Carolina. I could have seen him going in the first. Hybrid safety, plays a lot of linebacker as well. Can get all over the field. I wouldn't have been upset if the Bengals took him. I think Bond's better as a true linebacker, and maybe they thought the Bengals were going to go there because I think he might fit the nickel set that they're trying to run. But kind of to help maybe ease the loss of Kuechly a little bit. I mean, he's near Kuechly's level, don't get me wrong, but he can help kind of bring back some of the athleticism and playmaking that they lost. Is from Southern Illinois. The competition is a bit of an issue. You don't know. But at this point in the draft, I think it's a good pick. And the Bengals are back on the clock. What's the Browns' next pick? The Bengals pick is in already.
You need your line.
I think with how things are going to go, I agree that I would like Jones here to replace Hart, but they're not going to do it. So get Bond, get a
What's
linebacker.
more important, Burrow or your defense?
Well,
What's more important?
your last ranked run defense needs some help, and Burrow's a little bit more mobile than Dalton. I know you don't want to get him killed. I just think
Hold on. Let's see this pick first. Don't look it up. Stop looking.
you son of a bitch.
Imagine being a Browns fan.
Round 3 is now underway. Let's go back to the
You'll like this thing.
All right, the Bengals pick is about to be announced.
The Cincinnati Bengals select Logan Wilson, linebacker, Wyoming.
I saw him. I don't like him as much as Bond. I like that they did a linebacker, but Bond's better than him. I mean, I'm gonna do a little bit more research on him. I just think Bond should have been the guy there. I mean, he had 2 scholarship offers for a reason.
What can we tell DJ about Logan Wilson?
Got great hair.
He does have phenomenal hair.
Fucking Sam Darnold.
This kid reminds me so much of Fred Warner as you go back and look at him in his high school tape as a DB, and you
see
Come on,
what
that's
he
high
does
school
coverage
tape.
at the college
No,
level.
they show high school.
Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that.
6'5" and their opponents are 5'9".
Once he got to the collegiate level there at Wyoming,
No, this is just shitty camera, but this is college, but it's Wyoming.
athlete, moving space, matchup, great
He's
sideline.
playing
That's in the
linebacker.
Trona County High
High
School.
school athleticism.
He's playing linebacker. That was just
Here
here we go. Now we're in
Now we got some college tape.
To it right here, you can see he's quick to see it, sort it,
Now,
and then he goes. There's no
Great job setting the edge.
Yeah, he set the edge
Set
good.
the edge. He didn't
It's
get-
better than Drew Sample in the second round.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't get touched.
Hold on that.
I don't know. I just think Zach Bond-
I think Zach Bond's better. I have to do a little bit more
What
looking up
is
on him.
wrong with Braun?
There you see what
Him and Jones, at this point, him and Jones both seem to have something that we don't know about.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, but
They're missing something. Maybe they,
But it's hard for me-
Maybe Jones is too much of a raw prospect.
he could.
Because listen, we weren't just saying that 5 minutes ago.
Yeah,
We weren't.
I wasn't.
We
Yeah,
weren't. But you have to like.
Yeah.
If it's a third round pick, they home
Damn,
runs.
Redskins pick already.
First and second rounds are home runs.
He's a running back, not a wide receiver. He's a running back. I actually really like Antonio Gibson.
Memphis running backs we've seen
It looks like he's doing a little bit of both, like a Duke Johnson.
in recent years.
Nah, he's a wide receiver, man.
No, dude, he's a running back.
No, there's no way.
I'm telling you, he's a running back.
Gibson is an absolute weapon.
Look at the things on this thing. Wide receiver.
Look, dude, all these are wide receiver highlights.
He can catch, but he's a running back. Like that? Who? Name one.
I'm gonna need a lot to make me feel better about the Wilson pick, just because I know how bad the Bengals are at drafting linebackers.
See, look at him running the ball.
I gotta know. Yeah, something's gonna have to prove it to me. I'll have to do more research on them. The Bengals just swing and miss on linebackers constantly, though.
Yeah, I would rather have like Zach Braun or Ty on there.
I like Antonio Gibson.
So Antonio Gibson from Memphis going to Washington to give Haskins somebody else to throw to. I said I was bouncing out after the Bengals pick, but Papa Penrod requests that we stay on for the Browns next pick, so I'm going to ride it out. I don't know if anybody wants to talk, but I got pissed.
My dad said he couldn't comment on YouTube like this.
No. But he wants us to wait for the Browns pick. I'll do that for him. Commercial break.
We're here to help you stay connected.
I'm gonna go that way. There's a light on this side.
Looks like they picked the wrong getaway driver.
They'll be paying for this for a while.
I'm going that side. There's a light on this side. There's a motion light. I'll turn it on when you know.
Allstate won't raise your rates just because of an accident, even if it's your fault.
Sonny,
Is it good?
line. The desert never
Wow, that makes me kind of hard.
Not what I said?
No, you were talking about Allstate and
That's a good word,
insurance.
I just. When I.
Wait, what?
Let's try again. Right back to line.
Accident forgiveness from Allstate. Click or call for a quote today.
Gather round. The Cravings Pack from Taco Bell. 4 crunchy tacos and 4 beefy 5-layer burritos for only $10. Pairs perfectly with all your Taco Bell favorites. So grab a $10 Cravings Pack for your crew in Taco Bell's contactless drive-thru.
Fine. No one leaves the table till you're finished.
Fine, we'll sleep here.
It's the easiest because it's the cheesiest. Kraft for the win-win.
I can. I'm doing this thing over here.
I choose this. Choose 18. I choose 16. No, not you. You're the coach.
All right, I'm back. We're going to see what the Browns do here.
And you were a cheerleader.
Huh? What did you say about me, fucker?
This is really good, dude.
Kick back and be totally
I've never had it.
wild skin.
You didn't even finish the pizza.
Oh, I'm going to.
Stands at home.
Choose 18.
Where you yourself how to make it comfortable in your home. Rocket
You
Mortgage
have to be
helps you
on
feel
this time,
comfortable.
and you cannot be
Personalized experience centered around you. Rocket Mortgage. Push
You
button.
follow
Get
the
mortgage.
rules of the coach, or you'll get kicked out of the game.
Damn.
Oh, coaching works.
All right,
10 years ago,
round 2.
I had an undiagnosed nephropathy, and erectile dysfunction was actually the first sign
Austin,
that
you
something was wrong.
will
Luckily,
go
I'm a doctor,
after
an expert in
Reggie.
sexual health, and Zach
No, blue.
challenge position. And if treatment is right for you, we'll ship genuine medication right to your door. If you're experiencing ED, hair loss, cold sores, or other issues,
really want
let's
BD?
take care of them.
Hey, don't forget Monday at 7 a.m. Good Morning Football Crew on NFL Network spots the biggest winners of the 2020 NFL Draft. Good Morning Football Monday at 7.
Chanel's still there too.
The NFL Network. We are rolling through the third round of the draft.
Here's my question now.
Lions are on
Why
the
are
clock.
you still drinking?
Patricia.
Why are you like holding on? Why do you have to talk? Why does it have to be the drinking? Why am I drinking
Executive VP
nonstop?
and General Manager
You,
work
on the other
from
hand,
home.
are being a little
Find out
coward.
what they are going to
God damn. Chris talking that shit.
Going with a couple of very solid players so far in this
He
draft.
takes
Jeff
fucking
Okudah,
grain delp and he's like, we already got the best pick of the draft, so I don't have to drink anymore.
Get after him.
God damn. He's coming at your fucking neck.
Just wait.
It's alright.
Listen, Joe Mixon is gonna run. Joe Mixon is gonna run for another fucking 300 yards on
Same
him.
beer since Grant Delphi has been.
No shit. Thank you.
What'd he say?
You said you make Austin Virgin Sally great again.
You don't let Chris do you like that, man?
Imagine being a Trump supporter and still fucking drinking a little.
Why'd he censor it?
Hey, look, I drink more than one beer because all of Chris's beer is going to the ground.
Real quick, you're a diehard Trump supporter, right? Let's go get some Lysol. Let this dude
Oh,
put some
Papa
Lysol.
Penrod is logged in. He said, there it is.
Raised in Lagos, Nigeria, moved to Charlotte, North Carolina in the 3rd grade, and again,
Linebacker from Notre Dame. Ukanara to the Jets.
the win over Duke. But before the injury, he had become a team captain, 4 sacks, 6 tackles for loss, and 4 fumbles. But what are they getting to do?
As you said, your quote was
Fibular injuries are nasty, dude.
Before he was back, he was having an outstanding season. We're talking about a guy 6'4", 252 pounds.
Go up to the line of screen.
All that for outside linebacker, 4'3", stand up pass rusher in no situation. But this is a tremendous athlete.
That dude looks pretty rangy. I mean, I don't know like how bad his leg was.
Outstanding player, especially as he gets a little stronger, adds 5 or 10 pounds on the next level.
Well, it's really interesting. He became a captain, and that was because he matured greatly in Brian Kelly's eyes. Brian Kelly said, if you told me a year ago that Julian O'Mora was going to be at Notre
Patricia and that fucking pencil.
Dame, he said, you've got to be kidding me because of his journey.
It never seems to work, yeah.
He turned it around and became a leader. Brian Kelly
Well, they did it with receivers before that. They got Calvin out of the deal.
aside from former brother Romeo, and he gets bragging rights. I mean, Romeo's been in the league for the first 3 years, but Romeo was undrafted. Julian O'Mora, as we said, goes in the 3rd round, and he goes to the Lions. Meanwhile, Adam Gase and his team working the running game, keeping the mind sharp. Always a good idea. Let's go back to the commissioner.
Greg Coach one isn't bad.
With his 68th pick, the 2020 NFL Draft,
You paid him a lot.
the New York Jets select Ashton Davis,
That's a good pick.
defensive back.
Ashton Davis from Cal.
Okay,
Who took Jeremy Chan? Was it
The Panthers. Panthers.
I don't really know what you're expecting in that draft.
What is he? His hometown is Santa Cruz,
Oh,
California.
I-
Which is known for 2 things: servers and smoking weed.
I had a real high 2nd round pick.
I think Trey Wigo just said something about smoking weed.
Their career as a walk-on. Ashton Davis started not only as a walk-on in football, but before that, he was
Those guys right there are walk-ons. Those are biggie at Cal.
God damn.
Yeah.
won the 2017 Pac-12.
Damn, he's
Boy
fast.
can fucking high jump though. Holy fuck.
Jesus Christ, he's getting it.
And then after that, Lewis, he walked onto the football team.
That ain't
He's an
easy.
impact player.
Not with that itch.
Bro, high jump is fucking
Yeah,
hard.
he is a tremendous player. One of my favorite players in the draft.
That's an athlete.
How many hurdles do you think you could get over on a dead sprint?
Tremendous range.
How many hurdles do you think you could get over on a dead sprint? I could probably do 3. I could probably do 3, and then I'd fuck up.
I did a whole hurdle.
How'd you do it?
Lose as far as his
Could you get over that table if we put it out in the street and you got to sprint? Not the length of it, the height of it. We should do that later. We're going to put it out in the street later. He's going to do it. I know you could with them long ass legs. We're going to do it later. Do we have two tables? Stack them. Seahawks pick is in. They did trade back for this one, so. It seems like it would be a lot about both of those things. Oh, I think it's empty. Damian Lewis from LSU. A guard, I think. Probably one of the better guard prospects you have in the draft. So. I know, dude. It's been all Baltimore and Miami. He sabotaged the game. Oh my god, dude. What the fuck? That was you. That was you. You just fucking flipped everybody off. That was you. You're going to make these children cry. Sorry, folks. Somebody let off a fucking stink bomb. You sick bastard. Get away from me.
Can you guys hear that? They're blaming me for this fart.
Hey, locker room talk uncut's going down. Yeah. Yeah, it's picking you up. We might be out of the running for an Emmy.
You're doing great.
Hey, man, when you get to the third round of the draft, shit starts getting weird.
Here's the deal. I'm not like missing the Cubs. Oh, bitch! Yeah, bitch!
But you're getting burned.
Chad, your dad, Papa Penrod said, when you're at the bottom, the only way is up. I don't know who's at the bottom, but they're on the way up. Maybe the Bengals. Hey, we were at the very bottom.
You can earn more interest in 1 month than Willie, Warren.
I was being so mad that I was going to go. The Joy Deli fake it.
300,000 members of a team working hard.
I feel like every fifth pick is the Dolphins. Say it. Say it. These guys are going at it.
Oh, you watch that cup right there. That's empty. That is empty. That is empty. That is empty. It is empty. That is empty. Oh, that's a little Chris drop in every fill.
Nice miss, jackass.
Goddamn.
We needed
Oh, that is fire.
to treat people like this.
They really need to cut down on the commercials in the third round.
That was a wonder fire too. That was wonder fire. That was wonder fire too.
We apologize for Chris screaming. I don't know what he's doing.
You didn't make the second shot.
No, he's doing the bounce on the
He didn't say he'd not be there.
So he knocked my cup over.
Oh, that's right.
The views of Chris Roselli are not shared by us here at Locker Room Talk Uncut.
We want to thank those that go out on the front line daily for their tireless work.
He's still got one more. He got one more. Okay. Well, it was.
Thank you for your continued efforts. Let's be good teammates to one another. We got this. We got this.
If this is loader fire, I can do it right back out. You know.
All right, glad you're with us. Time for a look at Mel's best available, brought to you by Lowe's. Mel, tell us about them.
Lily and Charlie, get out of their yard.
Yeah, Zach Bond, versatile linebacker out of Wisconsin, had a lot of
Up easy.
I told you. But I think was worthy of late first, early second
Fucking
round
retard.
I'm a big fan. Look at the flashes thing.
Have you ever seen Up Easy?
That's one of the luckiest things I've ever seen.
Outstanding load football out of Chapman out of Dayton. Think about a guy who was able to train
Oh, damn. This is
tight end, getting a real factor in that offense as a junior and caught everything thrown his way. Very athletic kid. He's been a mid to late second.
I don't understand. I don't know. I don't know where Miami's going to go here. Damn. Matumbo.
Now there were 70 picks in the NFL draft. I'm moving over.
Dude, the Browns might get Bond.
Usually watch my NFL football.
Yeah, that's a good pick if the Browns get Bond.
With the 70th pick in the 2020 NFL draft, the Miami Dolphins select Brandon Jones, defensive back, Texas. Brandon Jones is an interesting kid, a 3-year starter for the Longhorns, but he couldn't work out at the combine because of a torn labrum. So he decided he was going to show teams how smart he was. He asked for every snap of every play defensively of every team. Now, he didn't get through all of them, but he watched about 4 quarters or 4 games for every team.
So Brandon Jones is safety from Texas. I'm not going to pretend to know a lot about him. I'll probably learn about him on the TV.
Of the 86 tackles, was led that Longhorn defense. That's impressive. 4.5 tackles for loss. Broke up 4 passes. Had a couple interceptions. And forced a fumble. What I really like here, play high, you play in the slot. That's what really got my attention this edge here was his ability to cover in the slot. That's critical in the NFL. Defensive coordinators love safeties that can do that, provide that type of versatility. And at Texas, he was arguably not their best defensive player, certainly when they're top.
Take advantage of it now.
Overall, Stearns as well at that safety spot. Outstanding football player, Brandon Jones. That's a real nice pick at that point in the third round for Miami Dolphins. I thought a lot of games this year, he looked like a I think pretty good value here.
Yeah, I feel like every 5th pick's Baltimore, then or Miami, then Baltimore.
Again, a 3-year starter at the University of Texas and trying to show off how prepared he could be. So you take a look at Miami. Obviously, they went Tua and the big tackle Austin Jackson. Couple of defensive backs.
Oh, that Aruka that was taken by the Lions, his brother plays for the Lions.
Out of Auburn. Baltimore pick is in. Let's go back to a comfortable Roger Goodell.
So Baltimore's pick was in pretty quick.
2020 NFL draft. The Baltimore Ravens select Justin Matabuke.
The D tackle from Texas A&M. Baltimore keeps hitting, man.
Someone listen to you about Justin Matabuke out of Texas A&M. The 6'3", 300-pound
Damn, Baltimore's hitting home runs.
skipped his final season of eligibility. Mel, you've been preaching on him for a while.
That sucks, dude. Justin Matabuke from Texas A&M is a sleeper D tackle prospect. It's another very good pick by the Ravens.
God damn it.
Damn, he put that right on your motherfucking head.
We can't go back. We can't look at the tape. He's cheating, but we can't look at the tape. We can't cheat.
you didn't make yours, did you?
I don't know, man. He's another guy that can line up outside. He can get a pretty decent edge rush. Not a great edge rush. He's definitely better suited inside, but he could be that rotational D tackle and get you some good pass coverage on those third and medium to long passing down situations. So it's Arizona whose pick is in, Jacksonville, and then Cleveland. Not pass coverage, I apologize. Pass rush is what I meant to say, is the rotational D tackle.
Wait, you want some harder? Got you.
Here's the Cardinals selection.
The Arizona Cardinals select Josh Jones.
Oh, there goes Josh Jones.
Josh Jones to the Cardinals. What a good pick there. Roger Goodell announced that pick from a fucking creepy-looking Mr. Rogers chair.
Third to get Josh Jones.
Yeah. Simmons, Jones in the third.
Imagine the draft happening.
Look at that guy's fucking arms, dude. Look at his arms. Well, when they show him again.
He worked up against Ed Oliver in practice for a few years. That's going to sharpen your skills. What do we get in Arizona to Josh Jones? We thought they might go with an offensive tackle early.
Chad, your pops wants to know where you guys are going in a couple picks.
Oh, yeah, we're next. We're on the clock.
Tell him we need a linebacker.
Browns are on the clock. The Browns need a linebacker, he says. I think if they get Bond here, I'm going to be pretty upset. The Bengals are going to have to do a lot to prove that Wilson pick right if Bond goes to fucking Cleveland.
Stays square. He's not the most dynamic or explosive player, but he's steady Eddie when you study him on tape. You see him at the left tackle position here. I have a feeling he's probably going to go to the right side and play on the opposite side of DJ Humphries there in Arizona.
Fuck, man.
Listen, he's a guy who has a lot of tattoos and has a good sense of
have to
humor.
make-
He has an Astros tattoo.
have
As I said, he's Houston all the way, and one reporter asked about it in light of the signs.
Want to holler at him about the Browns?
He said, I have one, but I'm not going there.
We're bringing our Browns expert for when they're up here.
I'm still a fan. Teams winning in our city, I love it. And hopefully they'll love him in Arizona. There is the crib. Cliff Kingsbury.
Well, Cliff Kingsbury's living pretty fucking nice.
And you know he said make sure you put it on the
Yeah.
He is in the draft.
With the 74th pick in the draft, the Cleveland Browns have traded it to the New Orleans Saints.
Well, that's not as cool as taking the Browns.
I don't know how far back we went there. Let's see the.
We go back to 88.
So the Browns go back.
We get next year. We get a third-round pick next year.
So the Browns went back 14 picks, but get a third next year. That's a nice haul. So I don't know. I only have Zach Bond as the last remaining possible first rounder. I mean, and we're getting the late into the third here, so.
It's actually in the trade.
So the Browns have an extra third and an extra fifth next year.
Your dad said you're drunk.
No, I'm buzzing, but they did trade the pick. The Browns go back to the 88th pick. Saints trade up. You'll see it on your TV in a minute.
The guy didn't school the line over here. This dude fucking hits one cup. This dude hits 9. So I think sweet.
I did more than one cup, first of all.
George
caught fire.
I'm really sorry. So we help get a prescription and send a fresh supply right to
So, there's no pick there until 14 picks later.
So with that, I think we're going to wrap this up. It's getting a little crazy over there, man. Chris is wilding out, so I think he needs an extra set of eyes on him. I'm going to go over there and keep him in check. These picks are a crapshoot from this point on. Not a lot of guys we know a lot about. I'm pretty disappointed that the Bengals didn't get Bond. They're going to have to prove that Wilson pick right.
But in all seriousness, I still like the first two picks.
Yeah, first two picks are great.
I mean, they're going to fill one guaranteed need in the quarterback at this point.
Of course.
You're going to get your guy that's going to replace your star.
Yeah,
So,
good pick.
You are going to refill the stadium. Go make one more move in the free agency.
There's not much there.
There's a couple guys. You can at least make a move on someone. But they've shown this free agency and this year that they're willing to make that change.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean,
So-
you got to believe him so far, but I still I question that pick. Papa Penrod said he hates when they do this shit. Maybe they do. So we're going to get out of here. Thanks to everybody that tuned in. We'll be back in recording a new episode with our draft breakdown here midweek, Wednesday or Thursday, depending on how the schedules line up. So thanks to everybody that tuned in. We appreciate it. And keep in touch with us on Facebook. We'll drop some more news about the teams that seem to get the most love on here. So have a good night, everybody.
Who dey?